They're all in order, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, got them all open.
We're just counting down.
Yep. That's all good. Closing it on 30,000 Eddie moves too without the pet.
Wow.
I mean, 25k is the drop rate, so.
So you're getting there, or you've gotten there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but that's an approx because it's actually based on 512 of the elites, or maybe 1500 of the elites, however it works out. So
I'm gonna lead us in real quick.
For elites, yeah.
We're almost there. Greetings and welcome to the Sunday edition of Runescape Weekly. Magebit here. Joining me is Pyrnassius. We've got a long show lined up for you today, hopefully to catch up on some stuff. Yeah, I'm excited to actually be here and producing a show. It's been a couple of weeks, a little longer than a couple of weeks. Okay, fine. And
we also have some really good stuff to talk about. Dagx back on track.
Yeah, things are finally starting to pick up again. So the show can finally start to pick up again. So yeah, I think we can just get right into it. I've got nothing really to hold back at the moment, except for the fact that I, of course, don't have the music directly loaded up like I never do. I'm just really good like that. But besides that, we're good to go. So let me just probably not play that at, yeah. I love how it just decides to play the second I drop the file into the player. That's not how that's supposed to work, but I'll live. Okay, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. And now it's got no volume. Okay. Let's try that at 25%. 3, 2, 1. You're listening to RuneScape Weekly for October. It's not October. God damn it. All right, hang on. November. It's November 17th.
And take 3.
Why can't I edit this document? Is it because you're in it as well? I could just not say October. It's okay. All right. Not October. Not October. 3, 2, 1. You're listening to RuneScape Weekly for November 17th, 2019. I'm your host, Magebit, with over 17 years of RuneScape experience. It's actually 18 years of RuneScape experience. Take 7. All right. 3, 2, 1. You're listening to RuneScape Weekly for November 17th, 2019. I'm your host, Magebit, with over 18 years of RuneScape experience. Joining me today is Pyrnassius. And on today's show, return of Parcels from the Hedge, a new type of double XP, the Yak Track, Premier Club is back, patch notes for 11.11, TLDW, Monetization Q&A, TLDW, Herblore Q&A and Monetization follow-up, Premier Club question, RuneScape Reminders, Gizmo RNG, a fan of expansions, don't ask us if you don't listen, Hack and Sinker, Rule Dilemma, Postmaster, forward to JMOD, stop banning my bot farm, I need to save my coworker's life, requesting stat reset, ban this scum, account sharing is dangerous, solitary Banfinement, the sense of special occasions, I was robbed, Cinder cores and pulse cores, and it finally happened. Thanks for tuning into this edition of RuneScape Weekly, and enjoy the show. Welcome to your Sunday edition of RuneScape Weekly. Magebit is back, Pyrnassius is back, and Jagex is back.
He's been waiting so long on those intros that it's actually the 18th, Monday the 18th now.
Right, it took me so long to get through those. The whole time we're just that was bad. I'll tell you what,
your little app isn't working when you get on the show.
Yeah, no, it's not. Well, I just you know.
At least you caught yourself and didn't have to wait for us to break you and say, "Hang on, wrong month."
Right. I was pretty sharp as far as all the errors went. I redid them pretty quick. Anyway, let's get into the show and I'll just shut up. Free item of the month is still Crystal Singer Teleport. And I do want to thank our sustaining supporter, Sudwood, for keeping us going. As well as all of our patrons as well, over at patreon.com/RuneScape. Anyway, Pern, how you been?
Hey, not too bad. I've had a couple of bad weeks with the back. My father-in-law has to move in with us, so we're building a little granny flat. They call it a dependent dwelling in the backyard.
Right.
So we've had to do a lot of cleanup and cut down trees and things. And I haven't been able to do a whole lot of work with my back, but tried to do a bit and sort of overdid it. So basically screwed the back up for a couple of weeks, and finally starting to come good again now. So I'm not having to lay down sort of every 20 minutes and cry in pain. So getting there. It's mobile. The mobile's been good. So when you lay down, I can just go and mine or smith or whatever. So
I'm glad that you have that out, because for the longest time it was either have a laptop or nothing at all. Yeah,
and just a laptop in bed for me is just too uncomfortable.
Right,
you just can't sort of sit. So
the
phone is you just lay there and just tap, just nice and easy.
I fell asleep doing Elder Rune Plate Body 4s the other day. It was nice. Anyway, I haven't been doing much really in any games. I mean, I beat the Outer Worlds. That was fun. I enjoyed that. But as far as RuneScape goes, I am currently just working on making money more than anything else. I should be doing Slayer, but I have an aversion.
Just a little hint for anyone: if you haven't heard for money making, and you are a farmer, get out there and grow those fell stalks. They have officially been named as the herb required to make the new Elder Overloads. Plus, it's a dinosaur essence that'll be coming with farming, but the fellstalk herb is the one you're going to need, and you will be able to upgrade your overload cells as well. So if you do have a ton of those, don't panic, because you will be able to upload those to elders as well.
Cool. That's pretty cool. Didn't know that. Didn't know you could upgrade them. Anyway, I'm glad to actually have time to get back into RuneScape.
Get out there and hunt those eggs.
They're
very rare, all the eggs. Chatter is there's people sort of talking 100+ million on the higher end dinosaurs.
That's
like
ridiculous. You think that will change?
It'll change. I mean, initially on release. I mean, you want to get them. You want to get them between now and farm release, so you can sell them day one.
Right.
Because day two,
but when it actually
20 millish.
Yeah, when it actually hits the game, we hope that the pick rate will go up, though. I assume.
Well, basically, they've made them extremely rare at the moment. It's like 1 in 5,000 drop. But once the farm is actually open, they are going to bring that drop rate down to something like 1 in 1,000 on the higher ends, and sort of that 1 in 250, 1 in 500-ish.
Gotcha.
For the lower end ones, but there's sort of 1 in 1,500 to 1 in 5,000. I've sort of heard the rumors of at the moment, just because basically, yes, it was a pre-release, and it's for those people dedicated to doing it. And the new Hunter update, Hunter's moved up sort of into my sort of top sort of 5 or 6 skills now, the way it is.
Yeah.
And they did earlier in the month some really good improvements for Big Game Hunter, with the loading of the crossbows and how things work there now. So
I'm curious to see
a couple more little tweaks, and I give it about an 8, 8.5 to 10 now. That compared to what it was on release. If they could just do something about that pathing system, they'd get a 10 out of 10. But a lot of little tweaks. And
I think we're asking too much for the pathing system.
Of course, yeah. But just, if I'm sitting sort of almost on the corner of one of the traps, take the 1 step to the left and run ahead. Don't take the 4 steps to the right and then run around the other side and run me into the dinosaur.
I'm with you. I'm with you there. It never seems
shortest route.
It never seems to be in your favor.
Shorter route. No.
Shall I get into the first news post we have?
Let's get into it.
All right, this is the return of Parcels from the Hedge and a bunch of other crap, but let's start with that. And we're a little late here. We're a little late on this document, so it may not be as timely as ever, but Parcels from the Hedge is still going on. However, this document has aged a little bit since then. Halloween approaches, and with it, a visit from your neighborly skull, Posty Pete. It's been a while since I've written my very own news post. I've got a fair few bulletins to deliver today. Double keys, a RuneScape mobile update, and golly, what's this? The return of Parcels from the Hedge. All right, so let's see here. Parcels from the Hedge. It says here, yes, you heard that right. Posty Pete is returning for an extra spooky, extra skeletal round of Parcels from the Hedge. Just as before, he'll be delivering parcels and fan mail straight to your backpack for 30 days after you log in from the 28th of October to November 22nd. Open the parcels to receive a gift from your favorite characters all over Gielinor. You might also find parcels while you're busy training skills. The bigger the parcel, the better the gift. Here are some of the extra special treats you could find. A parcel loot beam, sack of huge parcel, sack of lost property, huge delivery parcel, large delivery parcel, medium delivery parcel, and small delivery parcel. For every parcel or piece of fan mail you open, you'll receive a postage stamp, which can be exchanged for goodies in Posty Pete's post office. This time, we've added the following items to his location. Ring of the Blighted Shadow, Ring of the Wretched Shadow, these are all Shadow, Ring of the Infested, Ring of the Tainted, Ring of the Corrupt, and Ring of the Defiled. As always, you'll be able to claim lost property from Posty Pete after receiving 5, 10, 15, and 20 daily logins. Lost property contains a variety of items, including Death Touch darts, adventure components, and the coveted Posty title. Do you want to...
Now, I like that. Yeah, they did this back in, I think it was March, April-ish. I think earlier this year, we had Posty Pete with all these rings and such. What I thought would have been a nice twist this time round was perhaps add, your sort of your death, your war, death, pestilence overrides. Have rings for them and make them overrides.
There are overrides for them, right?
Are there?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's probably why they wouldn't have done that. So forget what I was saying. I was just thinking to sort of tie it in with that Halloween theme type thing. Right. Or what they could have done is put that freaking scythe on there for me.
Yeah.
For those people who got screwed over last year when they did it for everything else was a week, and they did that for one day and didn't tell everyone.
Yeah, it wasn't announced. I almost didn't even get it done. It
was announced on the Monday after it finished.
Yeah, right. I wouldn't have even done it if it wasn't for Killer Bunny. I'm pretty sure I didn't know it existed if it wasn't for him. Anyway,
it was in the news space on the Monday, but it actually finished on the Monday.
Right. Oh, Jagex. I mean, I love hidden stuff in video games, and I love discontinued items, but
not when someone's done the whole month of it to get up to that point, and then you don't, you do it there. Anyway,
it's gonna come.
I'm
back
still
next
bitter
year.
about it a year.
It'll come back next year. I guarantee it. All right, RuneScape Mobile Early Access. It's here at last. From Tuesday, October 29th, all RuneScape members with a compatible Android device will be able to download and play mobile for the first time. You'll need to be running Android version 6.0 or higher in order to play RuneScape Mobile Early Access, and of course, you'll need to be a member. iOS support will be coming next year, so sit tight, Appleites. Everyone who logs in during RuneScape Mobile Early Access will receive their very own Founders Pack, which includes the adorably glam Steel Panther pet, a unique mobile-themed rest animation, and the dazzling Radiant Dawn armor. Don't worry, iOS owners, you'll also be rewarded when your turn comes. Am I going to have to get an iOS device, damn it, so I can get some stupid cosmetics? Is that what it's come to? Or do I just have to log in? Go ahead.
No, I think if you just log in, you should just have it unlocked.
I will literally download a virtual machine of iOS to make this happen. Go ahead.
The Steel Panther looks pretty cute.
It is cute, yeah.
Yeah. But one thing... Yeah, everyone's screaming again about iOS not supporting iOS and such. That isn't Jagex's fault. The beta for that, they only allow so many people for a beta, so they don't allow
it's
like an open
fault
beta.
For not being Apple.
Yeah, Apple are very, very strict on betas and things like that, so they can't open up a beta to let everyone test it and iron out all those bugs. So it's pretty much all in house. So it's going to take a lot longer to do that simply because of the way Apple operates, not because of Jagex dragging their heels. So I just want people to sort of remember that and stop sort of getting stuck into the mods and developers about that, because they want to get the game out working properly for you and things don't crash and lose your banks and things. So yes, it's frustrating, but you've got to remember it is Apple's rules, not Jagex's rules on why it's happening like that.
Yeah, indeed. Patch notes fixed an issue with the spell and ability book filters that was causing the filter to not be toggled on desktop if they were toggled off in mobile. We added the ability for your phone to receive a notification when your port ships return. To get these notifications, send your ships out on your phone. Updated solo PVM achievements to mention when they require that you are in a solo instance. And I believe we have the full patch notes as a link coming up.
Yeah, we've got these are the patch notes for the 28th of the 10th. We've got the 11th of the 11th. These are just a very small one. There wasn't a whole lot to do in these ones.
Okay.
There's a lot of little quest fixes, a little override fixes, that type of thing. A lot of things for quests, that type of stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, the biggest ones are coming up in the 11th one.
Okay. Next up, then, is coming from the official website, Double XP Weekend Extended. This is something new. The moment so many of you have been waiting for is nearly here. Is it? Did we even know this was happening? To be waiting for it?
They announced this. Yeah, this was on the 4th. They announced it a couple of days before. They said Double XP coming on the 22nd.
Okay.
But they never actually announced, because normally they say 22nd to the 25th. And they only said 22nd, so there was a lot of people were speculating about it being a full Double XP week and things like that. So
it's a Double XP weekend on November 22nd, but as you may have heard, this time we've given it a little twist. Double XP Weekend Extended is designed to be a lot more relaxing than before. This time you're all going to be able to maximize every one of your precious Double XP hours, but without the worry of cramming it all into a single weekend. Instead, Double XP Weekend Extended will offer 36 hours of Double XP goodness, but spread over the course of 10 days. That's 7 extra days. Simply log in whenever you like between Friday, November 22nd and Monday, December 2nd. As soon as you're in-game, your XP timer will start ticking, and you can keep track of how much Double XP time you have left whenever you need to via the interface. This means you're absolutely free to stop for meals, hang out with friends and family, pet the dog, do karate, get some sleep, and even go outside, all without the fear of missing out on Double XP. Alternatively, if you prefer, you're free to enjoy Double XP Weekend just as you've always done. It's entirely up to you. Seriously though, we recognize that the burden to stay logged in sometimes gets in the way of real life, so we are really pleased to make sure everyone has plenty of time to take advantage of as much XP as possible in a far more relaxed environment. Any unused double XP time will be removed at the end of the event on December 2nd. Help us make double XP waste a thing of the past and get to date in your diary now. As always, we'd love to hear your feedback on how you think this will work. So join over our Discord channel, which I believe is discord.gg/rs. Yeah. So if you're interested in joining them there.
Yeah. I mean, this is a brilliant idea for the health of the players. And I know Thieves, one of our clan members out there and listeners, he has a baby due on that weekend. So he was really excited that he's not going to miss out on double XP.
Yeah. What luck.
Congratulations, Thieves. And, he was really excited. Now, I love this idea. I sort of said this is an idea we actually spoke about probably 18 months, 2 years ago, about double XP, about having it over, just so it's totally like a little thing that you trigger.
So you can thank us completely.
So
go ahead.
Well, I mean, we talk about this. I sort of thought, when I said at the time, I said 24 to 36 hours. I sort of figured more 24 hours.
Right.
But they looked at the numbers of people who play, and less than 1% of the community play more than 36 hours. So I think 36 is about what the highest number is over that sort of weekend for the majority of players. Now, 36 hours over 3 days is a long time to play, and it's not healthy. So they've taken that, given you that 36 hours, spread it over 10 days.
Yeah.
That hardcore group of people can still smack it out in the weekend if they want to.
Yeah.
But for the majority of players who have to work or have things on and such, you're not going to miss out. And it's really fair on everyone. I think this is probably one of the best updates for free XP things that they could have ever done. As I said, my only thing is I generally play less on double XP weekends because I'll do the things I want to do, but then I don't want to sort of it's not waste XP, but I don't want to gain that extra XP in the skills I love, like Slayer and such. So it basically means I need to play 36 hours before I can touch Slayer again, because I'm 6 million off 200 million. I don't want to rush it, but still, it gets me involved in other aspects of the game.
And it's the complete opposite for me. Because
but what I would have liked is, okay, once I log in, I can activate it, bang, 36 hours, but after 12 hours, if I've done everything I want to do, I can opt to switch it off. Now, I can't switch it back on because that would, again, be too OP if people would switch it on and off.
I know, that'd be great. Imagine if you could switch it on and off with bonds. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, well, no, imagine switching it on and off. Just basically you run down to... you switch it off, run down, load up the soul altar, and then switch
it back on. Yeah, people would be XP flicking would be the new meta.
Exactly. But if I've done 12 hours and I think, well, that's enough for me, I can turn it off, and that's it. It cuts it off and just removes any extra that I have if I want to. I'd like to see that sort of option for sort of players nearing end game XP wise, and who sort of don't want to just rush it and max out completely, but still one of the best things that I have sort of seen them come up with this XP. So kudos, Jagex, on looking after the health of your players there.
Right. Good on.
And again, I think I only mentioned this in pre-show. So another thing people may have noticed, if you play for 4 hours or longer, you will now get a notification in your chat box that, hey, you've been playing for a long time. How about going and taking a bit of a break? Just a little reminder for people to get up, move around and such.
You appear to be possibly developing blood clots in your legs. Why don't you step outside for a minute?
Exactly. Get up, move around, go grab a drink, have something to eat. Go to the bathroom. Don't keep holding on. It's not good for you. It's not good for your insides. When
you can actually damage your bladder muscle from holding it in, and then later in life, it's hard to fucking pee. Too much information, maybe, but
well, no, but it's true. I mean, you've got to,
especially if you're male, like you're already predisposed to urinary issues. So like, take care of your bladder.
Exactly.
PSA.
These little things. I mean, Jagex get abused for a lot of things, but one thing that they do is look at these type of things, and this is one of the things that did come out. They were we said earlier, and we'll touch on it a bit more later, but they were the only company that actually attended the inquiry that the British Parliament put on gaming and such. Though there's a lot of companies invited, they were the only ones who actually showed up and took an interest.
Right.
And one of the things that did come out was about player health and longevity of gaming and, that type of thing. And here they are, a couple of months later, they've worked it out and gone, okay, let's do this. We'll put these warnings in and such. It may not seem like a whole lot to people, but it's a step in the right direction where they're looking at these things. Double XP was the next step. Spread it over 10 days. Again, looking after the health of the players and things like that. So you've really got to take your hat off to them as a company in looking at these type of things and looking after their players. I know it's populist to slam on them all the time, but I really do think this is a great thing that they.
I don't disagree. I think this is a way to, again, make the game more casual without damaging it severely, like they have with drowning us with bonus XP. Even though this is a way to flood people with bonus XP, it does so in a way that takes an old method and actually reworks it and makes it more valid, even though, it's bonus XP. At least now we're not taking people's mental health and dragging it through the mud.
I mean, I'm not a big fan of all the bonus XP and such, but bonus XP is so much better than just direct XP.
Right. And, at least it makes you interact with the game.
Exactly. You've got to play the game to do it rather than just sort of, okay, I'm going to go and buy a 450 pack of lamps and
this
get
is
a bunch of
the thing that I enjoy most about extended double XP weekend is I have a literal tolerance limit for Slayer. So I can do some Slayer and then be like, I gotta log out, I gotta go get some fresh air, I gotta go hit my head against a wall, I gotta go burn my hand on the stove. Anything is more enjoyable than this. And then I can come back in like an hour and still resume bonus XP and not feel like I've missed out on anything. Like that is fantastic.
And that's exactly. I mean, I'm the same with runecrafting. It's one of those type of skills to me where it's just so boring and where I mean, it sounds funny because I like smithing, I like
here's the thing.
Fighting and such, but because I'm not running backwards and forwards,
runecrafting
you do with runecrafting.
Runecrafting is incredibly lean forward and boring, monotonous, yada yada yada. But it's like 8 to 10, possibly 12 million gold an hour. So here's the thing: if you told me to sit at this desk, took everything out of this room except for maybe a light, and put one button in the center and told me to press it every second for 8 hours a day, and I made $10,000 a day, I would do it. And I would do it happily. Like that. Money makes me move.
But and that's it. But I mean, that's a good thing about it with this now, because I can do an hour or two of runecrafting and then just go and I'll go and watch a Stranger Things or a TV show and just kick back and relax for a little while and come back and not worry about
what I've come to love is American Horror Story. That has been fantastic.
I only ever saw the first season of that.
I've watched Asylum and I've watched Cult, and those have both been fantastic. Big fan. I'm not
Ash
generally
versus Evil Dead has just hit Netflix.
I gotta get a Netflix subscription. I'm always flying off of other people's subscriptions, but I'm currently without a subscription. But yeah, just a random. I digress. I don't even know how the hell I got to talking about television shows.
That was me talking about going and watching Netflix.
Oh, right.
XP.
Yeah.
But I mean, this, as I said, great for the health of the players. This one, so you've got to take your hat off to Jagex. Now, I don't know if this was a mod warden thing. This, I would probably say not, because he only come aboard, I think, September-ish, I think, and this has probably been in the plans for a while. But if it is a mod warden thing, kudos to you again. You've come in with Blaze of Glory and done a lot of good things. But Jagex as a whole, thank you. Looking after that health of your players is important, and I know you cop a lot of crap off everyone. I just want to sort of say thank you when you do something really good like this.
Yeah, thanks for not being a bunch of scumbags. So next up here, we have Count Yakula's Count Track Yak. I don't know.
Yakula's Yak Track.
Yeah, that.
Now, basically Rune Pass 2.0.
Yeah, and I love it. All right, so here we go. It says there's a brand new event heading to Gillinor that promises an absolutely fantastic range of rewards for all players. And if you're a Premier Club member, you've already got everything you need to get the most out of the journey. Now, I feel like there should be an asterisk there, and because I don't trust them that this is going to apply to 2019 Premier Club members.
This is what we were talking about before. Reading it like this, it sounds like as long as you're an active member now, with Club, you're right. And now mine would generally run out on the 31st of December. I renew it every 1st of January, so I know every year when it runs out, so I know when to buy it again.
I don't remember when I did mine.
Yeah, well, that's why I always do it on the first. That way I never forget. Now, I went ahead and bought this because I thought, 2020 membership gives you access to all of these. Right. So, yeah, as you said, do take it with an asterisk. Be careful if you are a 2019 member.
Don't get too excited.
You may or may not have access to it.
I love how we have to, asterisk that because Jagex, I just want people to...
It's wording.
Not get too excited because Jagex is horribly ambiguous. It's like
the wording sometimes leaves a bit to be desired.
If it does work for 2019, be happy. If it doesn't, expect it to not. Be like, okay, Jagex wants money as usual. That's
hope for the best and prepare for the worst.
Exactly. I'm like logging into my account right now to see if I can figure out when I subscribed. I guarantee you it won't just tell me I have an active subscription. It won't give me any useful information.
No, it just says active, yeah.
But I'm going to try and see if it tells me when it runs out. But it's probably not going to because I have a card attached to it, right? So it's like, you have an active subscription. We'll just rebill you. Don't worry, buddy. But I also have, I think I have a ton of bonus membership from just the years. Yeah. Of just life.
Well, that's a good thing as well. I mean, people are sort of saying, but if I buy it now, I lose a month. Well, I think they just tack that on at the end anyway.
Right?
So technically, even though I bought it now, I've probably got till the end of February next year.
Right. Dude, they should totally... Oh my god, how many login gates are there, for God's sakes?
Drop capture. You've got Authenticator now, Jagex. Drop capture.
I had to give my password and Authenticator twice to get to my account details because it's on a separate part of the website, which is fine, I guess. But I just want. You know what I probably would have to do? Oh, you know what's nice is my list. Oh, I have to show expired offense. I was like, there's no offenses, yay! But it's because it doesn't show expired offenses. Anyway, why did it bring me to the rules of RuneScape? I don't know. Because I clicked on rules of RuneScape. So if I go to billing support or something like that, or manage your subscriptions, it won't tell me when my last... manage by account. I'm very curious about this now. So we're going to have to go down this rabbit hole real quick. Premier Club Gold exclusive offer. Start date. How do I read that? The 27th of the 6th month. That's RuneMetrics Pro. 1 month member subscription started in 2013, so that's not helpful. All right, I give up. I've done my best. I tried. Let's get back to this.
Basically just tells you active. It doesn't tell you when it's actually
due. It tells me that I bought RuneMetrics and that I have an ongoing RuneMetrics subscription. Anyway, because I'm not paying 25 million gold. Go ahead.
They didn't pay my, they didn't take my advice for their Premier Club issue and put a platinum one in, including RuneMetrics. I would have bought that.
I know. I was waiting for a platinum one, double the oddments, double the loyalty points, double the. Never mind. I'm getting a little. Let's continue on here. Count Yakula's Yak Track is. You know what? Next year I'll be able to say is back if they do it again, and that'll just be even more rhyme. Anyway. There's a brand new event heading to Gillinor that promises an absolutely fantastic range of rewards for all players. And if you're I already read that, goddamn. All right, anyway. Yak Track is a new set of fun, varied, sometimes serious, and often foolish task that takes place over Gillinor. So this already mildly reminds me of, the September, search and whatever, the summer.
Super Septembers?
Yeah, Super September. And
May Madness
or whatever. Yeah.
May, yeah.
This is already slightly reminding me of that. And every time you complete a new mission on your adventure, you unlock a new prize to keep. Yak Track is an excellent way to amass a brilliant bundle of goodies while you go about your business. So, make sure you've got a warm, waterproof coat and some sensible shoes. That is just a weird thing to say. How does it work? Yak Track is available to every single RuneScape player. On the Yak Track interface, you'll see sets of 2 rewards all the way along the track, premium and free. As you progress, each reward tier will offer a choice of tasks, meaning you'll be able to pick a playstyle that works for you. Is there an AFK track? Because that's what I'd like. If you own the Premier Pass, which is now included with Premier membership, then you'll receive every single premium reward you unlock, as well as the free rewards. So this also sounds like some sort of rune pass. Then, if you,
well, and again, where it says if you own the new Premier Pass, which is part of the Premier Club,
right?
That's why it sort of sounds like you need the 2021,
right?
Because Premier Pass is included with the 2020 membership.
Right. So if you don't have the Premier Pass, you can purchase it with bonds, I believe.
Yes, you can.
But if you are a 2019 Premier Club member, you do not have the Premier Pass attached to your membership. So my thoughts are, you're not going to get the bonuses from this. You need to either...
Which is why I just went out and bought it.
Yeah. And I'm waiting for the money to transfer from my bank account to my PayPal account, because my bank account says no overseas transactions for you. No. Anyway, PayPal won't have a problem with that. But Yak Track is for everyone, so non-members can still enjoy the great range of rewards on the free track. Iron Men can also take part, although the range of prizes is focused more on cosmetics.
Which is good.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
They shouldn't be getting XP and things like that. The cosmetics is the best.
It's completely fine. All sorts... I'm sorry, what are the rewards? All sorts. There are a great range of cosmetics, consumables, weapons, rest animations, and boosters up for grabs. I really wish that they would, offer up previously locked items and stuff. I really want the Zen T resting animation that BladeCom has. Damn you, BladeCom.
That may come in eventually, though.
Maybe. Every tier offers prizes for both members and free-to-play members. What? Free-to-play players, sorry. Here's a few picks to look out for. Everyone who completes the first task on the Yak Track will get the intimidating yet rather fetching Arcane Blood Mage outfit. Make it to the 15th tier, and everyone will receive the Eerie Zombie Raise emote, while Premier Class pass holders can look forward to grabbing the Abyssal Prowler pet. Ooh. Premier Pass owners will obtain the somewhat sinister Witch's Doll pet at the 25th pass tier, whatever. Everyone who braves the trek all the way to the 50th and final tier will unlock the Dark Throne rest animation, while the Premier Pass owner will receive a bounty of goodies, including a zombie yak pet and the menacing Raven outfit. Not to be confused with the Raven Sworn. These are two separate things. Mod Raven wants that to be known specifically. There are different tracks for the Premier Club member. RuneScape members, free-to-play members with a Premier Pass, and a free-to-play pass without a Premier Pass. Let's make it as confusing as possible, right? Holy shit.
Well, it's just basically everyone can do it. You can pay for it or you don't have to. It's your choice.
You won't get as much out of it. Yeah.
Exactly.
What if I'm...
going to spend a bit of money to chase those things? Great. If you don't want to, you don't have to. That's
what if I'm unsure? What then? If you're on the free track, you can continue to enjoy the large number of free rewards, and as long as you upgrade to Premier Club before the end of the event, you'll receive all of the premium track items you've unlocked along the journey. We're really confident that we've packed a huge amount of value into Yak Track. In fact, if you're a Premier Club member and you make your way along the whole track, you'll receive a whopping 33 cosmetics, including 4 pets, 3 outfits, 6 animation overrides, and 15 weapons. Let me just stop you right there for a second. So think about this. Premier Club, in my opinion, is actually this. This is the sell for Premier Club.
Yes.
I think the Yak Track...
One other thing as well, but yeah.
Okay, what else?
Well, the banks, the 50.
Oh, right. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But yes, I think honestly, I'm more interested in the fact that they've packed so much into this Yak Track that if I was on the fence about Premier Club, I would get Premier Club solely for this. Although I think you can get into the pack without buying the pack. Let's find out. What does it cost?
There's basically it's 2 bonds if you don't want to, but if you work out if they're going to be bringing this in, doing it as sort of a once a month thing, or it's 20 bonds for your whole 12 months. So say they do this every second month. That'll be 12 bonds you're going to be spending anyway.
Right.
So you might as well.
You might as well. Come on, don't be a sucker. Just do it. So you just broke down what it costs, so I won't go through that. But what about Treasure Hunter? Alice?
Well, actually, no, there is one other thing, though.
Okay.
There are skip packs. So you can get 4 skips for 1 bond or 10 skips for 2 bonds. So if you don't want to complete something, you can just use a bond. And I love that they're using the bond system.
Me too. It's making the bond prices go out of control.
Oh, yeah.
In a good way.
28.5 mil. The last 6 bonds cost me to get my Premier Club. I've been buying them slowly. Started at 22 mil, and they've been slowly creeping up.
I know.
The last cost me.
I have a whopping 0 bonds, of course.
And they didn't insta-buy either. I mean, it took like an hour to buy them all.
If I had real life cash, I would buy some bonds to sell over market, but Premier Club's got my balls in a tangle at the moment. So what about Treasure Hunter? Alice has booked some holiday and is going to head off on a trek of her own once the Yak Track begins. We all hope she gets malaria and dies. Anyway, so at least they're turning off Treasure Hunter this time.
Yes. And again, we discussed this last time. I think that was the biggest issue a lot of people had with Rune Pass, was that it ran concurrently with Treasure Hunter.
Yes.
So again, they've listened to the community. They've turned it off. And as much as everyone bags Jagex and carries on, they listen to you. That's why I say do it in a constructive way, and they're going to be more open to doing these type of things than just abusing them and dragging them over the coals. If you do a constructive, say, hey, you're doing this by doing, running all these promotions at the same time. You're just dragging money left, right, and center. It just doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
And that's what they've done this time. They've taken that on board. They've turned off Treasure Hunter, and they're just running this. And with all those cosmetics and such that you're getting out of it, I mean,
there's so many.
33 cosmetics. It's
That's ridiculous.
A phenomenal thing.
It's like when they put the legendary pet on Rune Pass, and we're like,
yes,
400 rune coins for a legendary pet.
Well, the first Premier Club where they gave 2,000 runes, so that was the best one.
Yes, technically, that I was not there for that, so it doesn't count.
Yeah, I've had the gold clubs since the first one.
Yeah, and I've had it since the second one because I suck. Yeah. What account is this? I don't know. Every time I go to Gmail, it always gives me the wrong account because I have 800 accounts. Yeah.
Let everyone know at this point, I've actually done an MTX renewal suggestion, which is on Reddit. And if Mage is able to, when he puts the show up, he might be able to put a link to it. It's just, I've done a little short history between sort of Yelps, what happened to Yelps and Solomon and such, and them getting rid of Alice and sort of
would you be so kind as to read that, or do you want me to?
Do you want me to read it?
I'd love you. No, I have it open as well. It's your choice.
Okay, well, no, I'll read it then. If
I like it.
If that's what you like.
We're on topic, so go for it.
Yeah, okay. Okay, got it.
Take that, Mangy Wolves. This is my 2 handsome chunks of man meat. Love you, buddy. It's good to see you.
So it's entitled MTX Renewal Suggestion, and first part, a short history.
Yeah.
Yelps the Goblin has been on sabbatical since his demise when Alice usurped his position as the provider of treasures to the Gillenor people. He briefly rose to contest the leadership of the Goblins during the Kaisage tournament after the death of Bandos, but was defeated by the World Guardian. Although many thought he had been killed during this tournament, he escaped death and went into hiding. During this sabbatical, he disguised himself and created the Church of Wholesome Living, gaining followers to preach against the evils of gambling and games of chance. As his followers grew in numbers and his wealth grew through the coffers of church donations, he leaves his hideaway intent on destroying Alice and her treasure hunter game.
So he still is using the power of microtransactions only through his church to collect donations.
Exactly.
I like it.
Yeah, it's just a little thing, a little play on all sort of little pop-up churches that happen. And always in the news. Eventually, he came upon Solomon, a genie selling a variety of items just outside the Grand Exchange. After several meetings with Solomon, Yelps manages to convince the trader that Alice, with her monopoly on XP items and various other goods, is hurting his business. Together, they could run her out of Gillinor, and between them offer a far more beneficial way for customers to gain the items she has while making a tidy profit for themselves. Between them, they devise a plan, and Alice, in fear for her safety, signed over her contracts for all her items and her treasury and fled the lands. Yelps and Solomon then divided her goods between them and agreed to share the items when necessary for the good of Gillinor. Yelps heard about an interesting product called the Rune Pass, where players could earn items by buying a ticket into the event and completing tasks for points, which would unlock the various tiers of rewards on offer. This idea impressed him, and he decided to reinvent the Rune Pass and have his items available through it for anyone to access and win through hard work. Solomon, on the other hand, with a shop already established, decided not to branch out into any new ventures, but to increase his offerings through his store, allowing the people of Gillinor to purchase what they wanted without any fuss or jumping through hoops to earn. So I just sort of put a little bit of fun history in there.
I like it.
You know, shoehorned in.
We need some,
a little bit of tongue-in-cheek
type
thing. So basically, what I had down, Rune Pass 2.0. Yelps has done a deal with Solomon to secure the 2 and 4 hour bonus XP relics for the paid path of his Rune Pass initiative. These will be added at different tiers through the levels of Rune Pass events. As an additional bonus, with the full completion, a special Yelps XP lamp is earned, giving a massive 125k XP in any skill of the player's choice on the paid path. Now, the rewards I had that he was giving were medium, large, and huge XP stars, life and aura refreshers, tight springs, silver hawk feathers, protean packs, portable skilling packs, oddments, unlockable cosmetics, and those bonus XP relics. What I was sort of looking at there is moving away from everyone having to wait for a special sort of double XP weekend. You can get these relics that you activate, and they'll run for 2 hours or 4 hours, and you can just do 4 hours of straight double XP or 2 hours of straight double XP. Now that's what Yelps has. Moving on to Solomon's store new arrivals. Solomon has now added a 1, 3, and 5 hour bonus XP relic to his store, allowing any player to create their own double XP events at a cost of 200 rune coins for the 1 hour, 575 rune coins for the 3 hour, and 1,000 rune coins for the 5 hour. These can be switched on and off at will in 15-minute increments. So again, if you bought the 5 hour one, you don't have to sit there for 5 hours. You can run it for an hour and 15 minutes, switch it off, and come back and do it again.
That's the future right there.
Yeah, and again, there would have to obviously be a limit on how many you buy. You don't want someone buying, sort of 100 5-hour ones.
Yeah, you limit it to a certain amount. Similarly to how they limit the amount you can spend on Treasure Hunter. Yeah,
that's it. Also, as special sales events, Solomon has managed to secure a number of volcanic XP relics. Every 15 minutes, these will erupt and grant the player 5 minutes of triple XP. Unfortunately, these are very limited and will only be on sale at different times throughout the year. Volcanic relics will be available in 2, 4, and 6 hour increments of a cost of 400, 775, and 1125 rune coins, respectively. And due to the sheer number of oddments the two entrepreneurs have managed to claim, Solomon will also have packs of these available for purchase at any time. So that was just basically a little thing. I'd been working on that for a little while, and then I put this up, and about a week later they come out with their Yak Track, and I thought, oh, okay, well that kills my idea already.
I know. As you were going through this, I was like, oh man, this is perfect. It's just they kind of beat you to the punchline.
Yeah, but again, it's just
not
a
a bad
thing,
right?
But it's great to see that. They are on the same track as what I think myself would be a good thing.
That's how you know the game is going in the right direction, when it lines up with your own vision.
Exactly. So, but that's just a little fun thing that I sort of put up, and I just had fun creating a lore for it. That was the most fun part of it.
So,
the Church of Wholesome Living and things.
Yeah, I like that as well. I'm a big fan of watching people go and debunk like pop-up churches and stuff like that.
Yes, so I know.
Anyway, so coming up next here, we have the Premier Club returns. Should we play the video and let have that up on screen, or do you want me to just read through it? What do you think?
I haven't actually watched the video, so yeah, let's have a little watch of the video.
All
shall
right, here we go, and play.
Did you know that Premier Club is the best way to become a RuneScape member? Not only do you save money, but you get loads of extras. It's the best way to play RuneScape and enjoy the massive benefits that membership brings. But wait, there's more. As well as up to a year's worth of bargain price RuneScape membership, our gold package includes the Radiant Bright Inquisitor armor set, T-Bone the skeletal dinosaur, access to the Premier Club vault, free daily keys, a huge wad of loyalty points, and lots more. You can grab a bargain by signing up for Premier Club from November 14th. Claim your bronze, silver, or gold membership on our website or in-game using bonds. And if you're not quite sure which package to go for, no problem. Get silver or bronze now and upgrade to gold later. Don't miss out on the best membership deal of the year. If you love RuneScape, join the Premier Club. We'll see you in Gielinor.
So, Premier Club. Also, hi, Killer Bunny. Barlac with curved bones? I'm not familiar. So, Premier Club returns. Yeah, it's available. Here's a little picture if you're watching the stream of the dinosaur, or not, the Bone Boy. That's his name now, is Bone Boy.
T-Bone.
Thank you.
T-Bone. I've got him out at the moment. He's a great little
show off. So yeah, they didn't really talk about the extras.
Well, yeah, they didn't on that, so we'll go through all that now.
Yeah, so I gotta rewind the video to actually see the.
Oh,
sorry, that's horrible sounding. I super apologize for that. All right, where did you go? There we go. Extras. Get out of here. Okay, so we have. Is the first thing they show free? Oh yeah, so there's free boss instances as well. That's new. All right, finally have a good picture here. So they mentioned the 150,000 loyalty points. We're used to that. We need it. We love it. It helps us get the auras. That's why I have like every aura in the freaking game, is because of this. Additional keys still. Premier Club reward tokens. You get 3 of them if you're doing gold. I don't know why there's an asterisk there. We'll find out. 50% off for rune metrics as always, which we thought would be a better idea to include in in the package and just charge more. But you know, whatever. Premier artifact again, which nobody uses because it just sits in the bank because it's not on any interface. So if they don't fix that, it's useless, in my opinion.
I know. I always forget to use my Premier artifact.
It's not even it's just of no value to me at this point because I can't remember it. It just doesn't exist in my mind.
Although if you do an aura refresh.
Right.
It is automatically in there for you.
Right. That is the one feature I use. Correct. Yeah. Thank you for bringing that up. So T-Bone we talked about. I think that's the next one up. The thing got a little blurry on me here. Additional keys, Premier Club reward tokens, yeah, T-Bone, VIP World access, of course. Premier Club Vault again. Bright Inquisitor out there they talked about. So I think the stuff that they didn't talk about was the one free boss instance per week. That's not really OP because of the fact that it's only one.
Yep.
It's, in my opinion, they're lubing your assholes once again. Because this next year it'll be 3. Good.
Yeah, I was gonna say next year basically.
Yeah, it's good for the porter chance if you do mining. It's like Juju mining, I think. But I'm too dumb. I can't think to do those types of things. I'm over here just to sit here making masterwork. Also, bundle of 6,000 oddments. That's new. That's the equivalent of like a good amount of money too. I think it's like $30 or something, maybe 20. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. Premier bank space. Here's the real look at this. Look at this. Yep. This is big.
This is big.
This is
especially for someone like me. I've bought all the bank space anyway. So I've got it all maxed out, and I'm constantly having the what can I get rid of? What can I sell to make space? So and all of a sudden, bang! I've got an extra 50 spaces now. So I've got 53 free spaces in my bank. Now, there are two thoughts
I'll
on
fill
this.
them up
I mean,
real
a lot
quick.
of people saying, this is getting close to pay to win type stuff because
Right.
you are getting a proper in-game advantage over everyone else.
It's so
50
mild.
bank spaces when there's already 1,290, I don't think is really a big issue.
It's a
just
minor
nice
issue.
bonus. Yeah,
because
it's
that
a
is a
nice bonus.
hallmark feature of a pay-to-win game is selling inventory space. So it's just a red flag, but I'm not going to complain too much.
No, and I know a lot of people are complaining, saying, "Oh, well, you keep saying it's too hard to make more bank space because of this, that, but you can put it in this." Well, yeah, they can because not everyone is going to have it. I mean, bank space does take up a lot of memory in the game, so
One or the other.
I don't mind them including it in this as part of a paid thing because yes, we are, we're paying. It's a bought item, but not everyone's getting it, so it doesn't mean it's going to take up as many.
They were selling bank
resources
spaces
on there
anyway.
Exactly.
That's how I
mean,
look at
you
it.
buy them through. Yeah, you could buy it through the Solomon store anyways.
So this is just another way to get bank spaces at a premium.
Yeah,
it is what it is. It's not that.
Yep.
It's a minor.
No.
But here, and I always say that is the precedent is already set to sell bank spaces. All this is doing is bundling together a commodity that they already sell into a package to entice you to purchase it. It is not technically pay to win because these items are already for sale. The thing that I think makes it angering to people is the scarcity because there's a limited amount of bank space you can purchase, and this is gating it behind a large amount of money, which I understand that is frustrating.
Yes.
But at the same time, it's a completely legitimate business strategy. They're not really doing anything like underhanded here.
And I mean, I can see them going forward, probably offering some more bank space on
they better
on Solomon's store in the future anyway, as more items come into the game. But it's a server cost issue as well.
Sure, they have to store those items for like 1 million people who are gonna. I mean, there's it's probably more like 200,000 people. I don't know how many people are actually subscribed to the Premier Club, but I assume last time I checked, their membership was still pretty high. They include OSRS, I think. That's the big
and don't forget OSRS. I mean, that takes up bank space too. I mean, they've got banks over there. So
yeah. It's a waste of bank space, but it does take up bank space nonetheless. Anyway, that's
the extra roll on Lootescape.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what is Lootescape.
That is when you view a Twitch stream and they give you a Twitch loot crate. You'll get 2 Twitch loot crates now.
Oh, fair enough. Okay, I wasn't sure what that one was.
Or you'll just get double the rewards inside the 1 loot crate. I have no idea. Either way, that's where it comes from. Access to Premier Pass, of course, is one of the new things that they were mentioning.
Probably the biggest thing that comes out.
Agreed. And is that it? Is there anything else?
The in-game chat badge, of course.
Yes, which I
still think founding members should have a different color to all you other plebs.
You know what? I agree with you. I agree that people who have been subscribed for the entire time should get a special badge. But I also think that they should just sell new badges that you can then switch between them. What's wrong with that?
No, nothing wrong. 50 rune coins, swap up the color of your badge.
I'm out of glorious bars. What life is this? Anyway, I guess we're gonna have to make. Do I make boots or do I make gloves? What sells? Let's find out. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm totally sidetracked here. Let's get back into the game. So, as far as I'm concerned, Premier Club is on point for its value. There is no reason to not get Premier Club unless you have like a grandfathered $5.99 a month rate, and you.
I think that would be the only reason you wouldn't. But again, with the inclusion of the Rune Pass, I think it sort of nullifies that. I think it's probably worth it.
Boots, gloves,
for the money you'd spend if you are one of those collectors and you're going to do Rune Pass every year, sort of every time it's up. It's probably worth it to you to include.
Good to know. This is an unfish. I can't talk.
Do you want me to do the patch notes?
I do. I do want you to do the patch notes.
Okay, so happily as well for the 11th of the 11th, they have to separate them again. Mod Porky took over from mod Shawnee and sort of just lump them all in at once.
Before you get into the next topic,
Yes.
I just want to read Luftwaffle's comment here. It says, okay, devil's advocate, 1,000 bank spaces times 10 million players would be 10 billion slots to keep track. If item ID plus amount is a couple of bytes at most, which I agree, a terabyte server would cover it, which costs about $60 unless I'm missing something. No, you're not missing something. They would probably find a way to make it cost more than that overhead, is my only guess. But you're not wrong. Data is not extremely expensive to solve or to store, especially when it's just byte value data. But
still, it is a cost.
Right, and it's a cost that they have to get approved by the uppers, and then the uppers are going to be like, well, if you want to do that, how are you making money to make it worth our while for you to be taking your time to develop it? Like, it's just a bunch of bull crap to get these types of features implemented. But I agree.
You got to remember, they are a company. They do have a parent company that they need to show value for, and it's good that that parent company is still investing in the company. And as we've seen with some really high profile new employees coming on board, yes, we are losing a lot of our favorite mods like Shawnee, and Kelpie's gone now and such.
Yeah.
But
Kelpie's gone? I forgot about that. Kelpie, does anyone cool work at RuneScape anymore? I'm sorry.
We still got Raven, and we still got
that's true.
Osborne.
If we lose Raven, I'm gonna follow him wherever he goes.
Yeah, yeah. Don't ever lose Raven and Timbo, basically.
Yeah, Timbo, despite the fact that he has destroyed many trees, is still a very valuable. He's a very valuable programmer, and he knows his shit.
Well, he's actually not part of any. He was part of one of the teams, but they took him out of the teams, and he just basically works with them all.
He's a god that just transcends. Yeah. He transcends departments and reality. Good for him. He's gonna be. He's gonna be. He's gonna be upper management someday.
All I see is people complaining, they're losing this person, they're losing that person, the game's dying. But what they're neglecting to see is who's actually coming in.
Yeah.
We don't know. Maybe Mod Kelpie went for the same position as Mod Warden did and didn't get it, so he's decided to move on. We don't know the inner workings of what is happening.
No. I mean, you saw how sad Shawnee was when he left. Like, he left to further his...
He left in tears.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's right.
He left to further his own career, not because he hated RuneScape or anything, It's like...
Exactly. He still plays RuneScape. He still interacts with everyone,
So
you see him on Twitter, still talking with all the other JMODs and still playing the games. So, there's no hard feelings there.
No hard feelings. You heard it here first. And
but anyway, it's
not really.
They are still reinvesting into the game, but they do want, when there is something that even if it is just a few bytes, they want a return on that investment.
Yeah,
and
that's the problem.
This is part of the
money.
Yep.
Wolves saying Jagex is nothing without Modley. Modley was a free loot crate for me every Sunday. I'll tell you that. I missed that.
But again, Modley was a great guy and such, but he was just basically a player. Did extra things.
I'm a player too. You want to read those patch notes?
Let's read the patch notes. So under general, the pink and rainbow unicorn plushies will now be reclaimable from Diango if destroyed. Disabling guidance system hints now prevents automatically selecting the next available achievement in a path if no path is selected and the activity tracker is empty. You will no longer, this is one of the big ones, no longer be ordered compacted hides when skinning dinosaurs in Big Game Hunter if your base camp storehouse has maxed its hide capacity. That was one of the most annoying things chasing the eggs, is every time I skinned a dinosaur I'd get compacted hides. You can't bank them to store them for use them. You just got to destroy them. So it's good that you don't get those anymore. Fixed an issue that prevented you from being able to reclaim an engram after destroying it from the bank. Fixed an issue which stopped a player from jumping onto Seryu shackles if rapid clicking them. Added a list to the Revenge achievement so that players can more easily track what monsters they still have to kill. Fixed an issue that was causing the pink and rainbow unicorn plushies to clip inside the player. Replaced some items dropped by creatures within the God Wars dungeons with salvage. Fixed a tile near Champions Guild that was playing the wrong music. allowed a player to escape from legacy mode during Burthorpe tutorial, and added a daily pop-up for Java to inform them about the Java client no longer being supported. So can I hear a hallelujah for that?
What do I do
Onto
with enriched? I'm sorry. Go ahead. Never mind.
No,
I don't want to interrupt.
Onto NXT. Smooth the appearance of how objects fade out of view when at the far edge of the view distance or close to the camera. Fix graphical issues with some new materials. Fix the lighting bug, which prevented certain areas of terrain from being lit correctly. Animations should behave more consistently over varying distance. Fix the bug with water reflections not being updated correctly. Fix the rare crash when compressing assets. Right-clicking while dragging will no longer cancel the drag with the NXT client. Fix the bug preventing the uncompressed texture option from being available if too many other GPU-heavy programs were running. Fix the bug causing some housing decorations to appear inside walls. The tinsel scarf now has an inventory icon. FPS drops when scrolling through bank on mobile devices has been fixed. Fix the crash on Mac OS 10.14 Mojave. Fix the crash on Pixel devices. Fix the crash which occurred if the active audio device was disabled or disconnected. Clipping through objects is now smoother. Fixed bugs within the minimap properly loading. Issue with objects not appearing on the minimap fixed. And graphical issues with specific lighting settings on mobile has been fixed.
Hell yeah.
Onto mobile, added some gold circle outline that exists for the prayer globe to the summoning globe on the combat HUD on mobile. The drag and drop area that are part of the backpack interface on mobile have been improved for user accuracy, and fixed double cancel op being displayed on player item examine. Onto Java, the final fixes that we're going to have. Fixed an issue where player appearance would cause a crash and tidied up some legacy code on the back-end systems. But as we said, Java will no longer be supported now, so that is great to see. Everyone get over to NXT.
Yeah, no more Java. Get off that shit.
They fixed a bunch of typos in different things. I won't go through those. They're not really that important, but there are some known client issues that they are working on. And this is a great little ad that that they've put on from this week, and I hope they continue with this, where these are issues that they know and that they are working on. So minimap assets that can take longer than expected to load in, chance to crash when switching between mobile detail options, game may hang when Wi-Fi gets disconnected, possible crash on some devices on first boot up. During the Vindicta boss, Vindicta and Gorvex Dragonfly wall will flicker but will still cause damage. And your game can crash if you're running a Mac with OS X Mojave 10.14.1.
Yeah, so... what he said. Wow.
So these are known client issues that they are working.
Poor Mac. I feel so bad for Mac users.
But Mac is not a gaming computer. Let's face it. It was never really designed as a computer.
It's more of a creative system than anything else. Yeah, I agree. But the same technology is used for creation as it is for gaming. Like, video processing is just as important for gaming as it is for creation. Like, I just don't understand how Apple manages to suck so badly. Like, I used to understand back when they used different architecture. Like, it was like, oh, we make our own shit through Motorola. But now it's like they use Intel like every other sane manufacturer. So it's like all the instruction sets are the same. So what is so hard? Okay. I mean, yes, they have to code in Swift or whatever Apple uses, but at the machine level, the assembly level, it's the same. Anyway, I'm done ranting. I don't know.
It's not the only game that has a lot of issues with Mac.
Yeah, no, it's not. That's the thing. Is like I don't know what Apple's doing to make it so difficult to program, specifically games, because their other software that for creating music and video runs amazing. I don't know. I guess everything's got its strong and weak points. Speaking of strong and weak points, let's talk about the monetization Q&A. One of Jagex's weakest points, I feel, was their monetization strategy, and they are doing a decent job of trying to redirect. I'll give them that. Anyway, let's get into this here. It starts off talking about buff bars. Let's find out why. We think we have a fix, but aren't fully confident in it, so we are deciding if we can get it on a test service for everyone, wouldn't be this week, or just increase our confidence and push it live. Is that the issue with clicking? Oh, or just adding more to buff bars? I don't know exactly what the...
I've never had any issues with my buff
Me
bars,
either.
so I'm not
Might be a
sure.
high-level bossing problem. Discussions to camp this stream in a frequently asked question blog in better chunks. Dev blog next week around Premiere Club. Let's get to the intro here. Perfect. A storm of negativity in the past few months. Lack of game contact, treasure hunter promotion issues, Parliament report, Kotaku article, BBC Loot Crate article. Like, I feel like every year they say the same thing though. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, every year, leading up to RuneFest is always a little bit quiet, but they did have a perfect storm of things happening with, having to delay a couple of updates, fully cancel one of them, but the live events team obviously keeps going with their stuff coming out with all the treasure hunters. Yeah,
Right.
But they are a different team too. One of the biggest things, that Kotaku article, I think that was the one that used a lot of Reddit as its source of information.
That's where we're
rather than proper journalistic integrity.
Pardon me. Are you saying we have no journalistic integrity, sir?
We're an entertainment show. We're allowed to do that.
That's true.
They're supposed to be, a professional.
Kotaku hasn't been a professional news site since I don't even know if it ever was. Maybe back in the,
fair enough.
They're an entertainment site at this point. The BBC Loot Crate article though is legit. Like that is a real news site.
But that Loot Crate article was also about every game, not just Jagex.
They also made themselves look like an idiot in front of Parliament.
Well, yeah, sort of, but at least they had the balls to front up the Parliament like no one else did.
Yeah,
and that's what sort of pisses me off a lot. Was Jagex were the one company that's put their hand up and said, "We'll come along and talk about it." Yes,
right.
Yet then they get crucified, and then the Parliament starts naming them directly, and Kotaku starts naming Jagex directly. I mean, come on, let's pat Jagex on the back for for being the one company that actually cared enough to attend and talk to them about it. Yeah, a few of the things that they said were, maybe not the right way, but when you're thrown under the bus like that and you're getting attacked, it is very hard for some people to sort of come up with the right answer or the right way to say things. And then they get they get smacked over the head with this one person who spent $60,000 or whatever it was, and apparently it wasn't quite that much.
Anything near that number is not good.
Yeah, but that's right. But I mean, again, but the whole thing is, I mean, everyone's laying all that blame on Jagex and not looking at the banking system that allowed him to do it, the parents who gave him the card that allowed him to do it, the person himself who is an adult, he was over 18.
Clearly
he's got to take some responsibility.
Yeah, needs some
obviously, to spend that much, I mean, the game only allows you to spend, I think they said $5,000 a month or $4,000 a month.
Yeah, around there, yeah.
You spent $60,000 over a 3-month period. You've circumvented the safety precautions that they've put in place.
Yeah. Yeah.
So no one's talking about this stuff. They're just solely trying to lay it on Jagex, and I don't think that that's right.
If you try to get out of your seat,
take some of the blame. But
if you try to get out of your seat on a roller coaster just for a cool picture and you get decapitated, it's your fault. Not the roller coaster company, the theme park rather. It's not the theme park's fault. You circumvented the safety precautions.
Exactly right. But I mean, and I think I think Jagex have been hard done by here by being that one company that stood up and attended this and answered the questions and spoke to Parliament and we're in the firing line for it.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, okay, well, because they're the ones to do it, we'll just keep naming them in everything instead of actually naming the companies that
like
are
FIFA.
that are probably more egregious in their MTX and didn't bother showing up or had courtesy to come and attend it.
Any of the sports games are really bad, I hear.
Yeah, I've heard that. But anyway, I mean, I only play this game. So yeah, I am probably a little biased towards them with their MTX, but I do a lot of research on stuff. When I see something happening, I try and research, and I don't use Reddit as my research platform.
No, Reddit is not a research platform.
Exactly. Kotaku,
also
It's
not a research platform, right? You can see where they got their sources from and go to the, follow the sources, but there should not be your OG source ever.
Exactly.
Unless you are an entertainment show, then it's okay.
Exactly. Then it's fine.
Because you're just making fun of
But
shit.
anyway.
But
Yes,
you should always, even if you are an entertainment show and you bring up an article like that, you should always say, "Hey, this is from Kotaku. Take it with a grain of salt." We generally put the grain of salt warnings in front of that type of stuff because we do pull a lot of articles off of websites that are not Reddit as well. Like Games Industry Up is a big one that has a lot of insight into the industry. Games Radar. There's a few of them that I can't think of at the moment because they're tiny and obscure, but they often have like interviews with Jagex staff Anyway, so Parliament details. Parents of an adult player who were concerned about their son spending $60,000 on the game sent a formal complaint to the committee. The committee's conclusion was that the evidence presented to them was a lot lower than what the complaint was about.
Yeah, apparently it wasn't anywhere near the $60,000.
Let's see here. We wrote the committee what our intentions and recommendations are, not just for Jagex, but for the industry. This will be discussed, and they will come back with recommendations, and then we will share them with you. I mean, Jagex is literally leading the industry here. They are the pioneers. Like, they're the ones making the They're the ones working on the litigation. Everyone else is hiding behind their loot boxes.
And they're talking to them and saying, well, okay, what do you think? What do we need to do? And that's what they're doing. That's, they are talking and they are out there working with the government on these type of things. But no one reports on that. They all want to report the negative stuff. Yeah. No one reports on the positive stuff.
That's because that's what sells. I tell you, I watch drama videos before I watch. I'm all about those YouTube drama. Not like between each other, but I love hearing about like stories from companies and stuff like that.
Yeah. And there was another thing where what was brought up at the committee where they attacked Jagex for when the parents contacted Jagex and tried to get the information out of them and such, the Jagex wouldn't give it to the parents. Now, this person is an adult male. The British law doesn't allow them to do that. If they had have given that to the parents, the son could then turn around and sue them for breach of privacy under the UK law. Yet the UK decided, we're going to attack you for not giving it to the parents, but you wrote the laws that stopped Jagex from being able to do that.
Right. Before we get into debunking myths, let me quickly read Killer Bunny's comment about buff bars that we were kind of ambiguous about. Since for a while, buff bars were doing things like you'd activate certain prayers and other prayers would be displayed. Then it got worse and just randomly buff bar icons would disappear and you didn't know what was active. They've seemed to go away recently, but for a few weeks there was a few problems. So,
I rarely look at the buff bars. So
I look at them quite often. I'm just too dumb to notice if something's wrong. Until my health is going down, I don't really notice any problems. Anyway, let's get on to debunking myths here. Does RS3 microtransactions fund in any way old school RuneScape? Indirectly, it drives income into the business, allowing us to develop new products and invest into existing ones. It also pays salaries across the company. Over the past 5 years, we've become a larger company, and we've provided double our employee costs. We've probably doubled our employee cost, rather. This means we're investing into our employees and spitting it out new initiatives and growing.
So again, as we've always said, yes, RS3 does. The MTX in RS3 funds OSRS. They do not survive on their memberships alone.
Right.
And they share a lot of the devs and such with them, like the testers and some of the graphic artists and things like that. I mean, a lot of that is all shared between the two. But yes, MTX on RS3 funds OSRS, and that's why OSRS does need to be getting its own MTX. I mean, if it wants to keep surviving and going the way it does, they have to pay for it.
It's time for an item, mall boys. Is the money made through MTX reinvested back into the game? Absolutely. And that just seems like a stupid question. Like, well, no, it goes into weed and beer parties for the fucking mods.
Let's also I mean, yeah,
It could be going
I
to
am
the
on Jagex's side a lot, but a lot of that money also, especially last year, did get paid out as dividends to Fukong.
Shareholders, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So it's invested primarily to pay salaries. We brought new employees into companies and new skill sets. We've increased the size of our teams and initiatives, primarily employee cost. So they say that most of the MTX goes to employee cost.
And that's true. I mean, they
are the board members employees? They're employees. You know,
they've brought in some big names. In the last 18 months, doing different things. So
a lot of big names have been jumping ship because those other companies suck.
Yeah. That's right. They're coming. I mean, some of those big names coming to Jagex because Jagex are doing the right things, working with Palm. Maybe they're seeing the writing on the wall, and we've got this new game which may be coming out soon. And if you're bringing in all these new people with a lot of initiatives and things, we may be seeing the growth of Jagex into a much larger company. And fingers crossed.
I'm just picturing a bunch of JMODs just trashed out of their minds in the break room from MTX money.
Well, like when they wrote not The Light Within.
God.
When he was talking about how drunk they got when they wrote the thing.
Oh, right, and he's like, so we had to get drunk again to finish it.
Get drunk again that night, so we knew what we were talking about.
Yeah, that was so good. That was probably my favorite thing from Runefest. That was from Runefest.
That's one of those. That's one of those clips you'll hold in your heart forever.
Yeah, that's just like totally how me and my friends operated when we were teenagers. We'd be like, well, we were drunk when it happens. We have to retrace our steps. Stories. Yeah,
one of my best short stories got written that way that I won a competition with.
Oh, that's awesome.
They're drunk one day. I read it the next day, and I had to go through and fix all the spelling mistakes, but the actual story was really good. I didn't have to do a lot of editing. It was just the spelling and
typos. Yeah,
it's like
that's funny. Yeah, no, I do my best writing after vape. After I've been imbibed in THC. It's just it makes you more creative. It makes your brain think differently. Maybe that's anyway. Continuing on here, we operate as most companies do, revenue streams from MTX and also forms of investments from our parent company support us. Sounds like it's the other way around. You're supporting your parent company, but whatever. We show growth potential, and if we want to expand, we have to justify those things? I don't know. We have to justify it. Stuff is not the right word there. My team, we have to get continual buy-in from higher-ups based on roadmaps and expectations on key targets. We kind of alluded to that earlier when we were talking about why they can't just add bank space or something like that. It's got to go to the higher ups. Does it fit in the roadmap? How much money is that going to cost? Can we make money back off of it? That's how these stupid systems
we
work.
We say it doesn't cost that much, but every single cent has to be accounted for in a company.
Yeah, the Maze of Morning's End Part 2. They should just make a quest that is similar to that though, but is 10 mazes.
I would love that.
That would be hilarious.
I would love that. Just combine.
And it's dangerous.
Between, Morning's End Part 2 and Sliskay's Endgame. You get out of one and then you're into the other.
That would be.
And it loops you around to start again.
And if you die at any point, you have to go back.
Start it right at the beginning.
Yeah, it's got checkpoints, Broken Home, but the checkpoints are few and far between.
No checkpoints.
That's hardcore mode. Is no checkpoints. If you want your comp cape back, you have to do hardcore mode where you can't die.
Yeah,
it's not even trim; it's regular comp. I'm putting this game back where it needs to be, hardcore. And membership in MTX, subscription percent and MTX percent ratio. The typical ratio is 45 to 55. I'm assuming that's membership to MTX.
Yep.
Some games are 50-50 or even 60-40, but never beyond that. RuneScape is currently 50-50, but we are looking to grow to 60-40, not necessarily our target. So they want to be 60% subscription, 40% microtransaction. Right now...
That's their aim, but I mean, it's going to be very hard to do that.
Right, yeah, that's their aim. Right now they're more 50-50.
Although with mobile coming out, that may happen. But the thing is, when you have mobile coming out, depending on how you do your microtransactions, a lot of mobile players expect MTX and want to just buy chunks of XP to play and level up and make their playtime better. And that's why I have no issue with direct selling of bonus XP.
Right.
I don't like direct XP, but I don't mind bonus XP.
If it's for, and I've said this before, I think, as long as it's for leveling yourself to 99, I really think bonus XP should not work past 99. And that would handicap me significantly, but I don't care, because XP has become so meaningless that
it really
there needs to be some sort of turnaround on that. Like, we need to halt that.
There's two things they need to do.
Okay.
One, just remove the 200 mil XP cap altogether. And again, that's going to be a lot of cost on your server side, or A, cost on the server side, or B, allow us to siphon that XP. Once you hit 200 mil, you've got the pet, you siphon it into the pet.
That would be... I just want to keep getting XP and it not being held hostage in rune metrics. Like, you know, if I ever lose rune metrics, that data is just gone.
Well, that's it. Once I mean, when I hit... because I don't use Runemetrics Pro, just the basic one. But once I hit the 200 mil, I've got to now lock away a slot, set my Slayer at 200 mil, set my Slayer at 0 once I hit 200 mil, and level it out that way, and never ever reset it or touch it again.
Not annoying?
Keep my eye on. Actually, very annoying.
Yeah. When we look at our MTX revenue split, a portion of the MTX revenue is a variable since it can come from prior years, as we can only recognize on the books when a certain set of actions has happened, such as the cosmetics and bonds. So it's hard for them to differentiate between those, it sounds like. Yeah. We want players to absorb the value of cosmetics for a longer enough period to recognize the value, so we don't claim the revenue completely. Right. That sentence confused my brain.
Well, basically, they want players to think that the cosmetics is valuable. A good value to them. So it's not just, oh, we're just doing it for the revenue.
Right.
You're buying it because you really like it, and you've got a sense of satisfaction out of buying it.
Yeah, I mean, that would be nice. I generally feel guilty after I buy something.
There's always buyer's remorse on
always
stuff.
Feel a little nauseous. Yeah. And I'm an online shopper impulsively. Like, it's just a bad thing. So, I mean, take advantage of me, Jagex. I'm willing. Come at me. Put stuff in the store that looks sexy, and I will buy it. Anyway, frequently asked questions. Below are topics where I've quoted or partially quoted JMODs on stream. I've done this to give more insight in these topics while also to remove clutter. Is Jagex milking their players? Direct bonus XP versus... Where are the quotes? These are just sentences.
No, well, these are questions that they're going to cover the following week.
Oh, okay. So we'll get there. You're going to read that here, TLDW. Jagex teams, 3 main teams: core experience, live ops, and the episodic content. Live Ops team, newly formed team of content developers, artists, testers, and designers, operate in a similar fashion to other teams with 2-week sprints and then reviews. Sprints are not good for development, I've heard. Develop Treasure Hunter, Solemn's General Store, time-limited events like Double XP Weekend, Premier Club, Twitch Prime, and charity events, aka things that involve real-world money, is the Live Ops team.
But don't forget, sprints are only done by live.
That's good.
Live ops.
Punish them. Values. We've never been clear what our philosophy is or what our aim to do with it. We just added bits here and there, and probably why it's created a bit of friction. There are a few things to establish some ground rules. Subscription-based services. Make sure we deliver on this first and foremost. Make sure everyone, members, free-to-play, Premier Club, are getting a good deal. Engagement. Having reasons to play the game, not just quests, but things that make the players get together in game and give a reason for you to participate in events in game, such as with your clan, change in activities, alternate engagement. That they need to work on, in my opinion. They're doing a better job at it lately with like things like the Artisans Workshop. There's been other ones as well,
but this is what they're working on going forward.
Right.
This is the views that they've now set and working on going forward.
They've the farm, manor farm, things like that draw players to locations and give them the opportunity to interact with each other will increase engagement. Honestly, deleting servers will increase engagement. I know that's not going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I don't want to see that because of my Slayer side of things, it is probably a good idea to maybe knock down a few more worlds. I mean, if you knock down a few more worlds, the servers, you can put those costs into the bank space and other things.
After playing Albion and seeing a game that has 20,000 players active but only one server,
wow,
the world is huge, but it feels so alive. There's people everywhere, always, and it's a PvP game, so that's a good and bad thing. But anyway, like having one main server has a benefit and a lot of detractions, but it does have a benefit of having player engagement.
I mean, I would love to see
convert empty world servers to bank space. Yes.
Well, I mean, it's not such a silly idea to start closing in the worlds and making it feel fuller, but I don't want to see anything done until after we see what happens with mobile. Once it goes full release on both platforms.
Yep.
Because if you're going to close some down and then have to just reopen them all again, well, what's the point type thing.
Right. Does it belong? Crossed this numerous times, bad MTX strategies feels like it's layered on top. When we started, we essentially did that. We struggled to make it fit the game. And honestly, the last one they did with the breaking of the storm, or at least that's the last one I was here for, fit really well. I mean, we have parcels of that from the Hedge going on right now. That one is very neutral. You can really do it whenever you want.
Sort of fits in, but yeah.
Well, that's the thing.
But I think what they're talking about more is these volcanic lamps and phoenix lamps and all those type of things that are just layered on top as just a way to get the bonus XP out there and get people spending money, And that's why I think this new Yak Attack card thing that they're doing is going to be, that fits in it. There's a bit of storyline behind it.
And you're going on the game world.
The Storm one had a storyline, introduced us to Anachronia. That's doing that type of thing is a much, much better idea for them.
Yeah. Generosity. Make certain content available in-game through non-pay methods such as elite skilling outfits. It's not quite right yet, and it took ages and came with a lot of caveats. We want to make a better and more transparent system, but also ensure if you pay for something, that it doesn't mean we will make it available immediately for free. Also, that has been a problem where people would buy an item that they thought would be discontinued, and then Jagex says lol, just kidding, here it is again. Also talking about the integrated design and publishing drop rates. We already do it on mobile, so no reason not to do it elsewhere.
Yeah.
So that's very true.
Yeah, and again, I mean, I don't mind having elite outfits as you pay for them at the start. And if they have that 4 to 6 months, so I'm happy to, if they had it on a Rune Pass type thing where I'm going to get an elite agility outfit, fine, I'll buy the Rune Pass and do all the content to unlock it. Bang, I've got it. And then they chuck it on in-game to earn for free in, 4 months' time. Fine, I've had 4 months of use of it. I don't care.
Right.
But if I do Rune Pass and then 2 days after Rune Pass ends, it's all of a sudden free. Well, I'm going to be real salty about that. But I think a 4 to 6 month grace period is reasonable. I think a lot of people say, "Oh, you want at least 12 months." That would be my outside. As I said, I do sort of think, the 4 to 6 months is probably a good
hot take. More discontinued items.
They're not going to do more discontinued items.
Hot take, though, please do more discontinued items.
Whoa,
I love
discontinued.
I love discontinued items.
Yeah,
I never
Black Santa. How that went when they dropped that.
Yeah, it was great. I didn't get one, and I still don't. I'm probably never gonna have one. Yeah.
I know. I think he went to one of the balloon popping events and got one.
I hate him.
I went to every balloon popping event I could get to.
Yeah, same. Same. My computer almost exploded every time I was at one. And
I'm hating him at the moment because I'm chasing draconic eggs, the draconic Jadinko eggs. I've killed nearly 4,000 of them so far. 3,800 something. Haven't got one. He got one at 148 and a second one at around 600. And they're a 1 in 5,000 drop.
Let's talk about Jagex's strategy, shall we? We currently develop strategies that are independent of each other. Episodic isn't related to live ops. We need something that's more cohesive. It aligns with each other and supports each other. 2020 plans. It's not as concrete as we'd like yet. I'm Warden, looking for a budget. Warden is looking for a budget for a roadmap that we are currently working on and still haven't finalized.
Yeah,
that's got to be rough. Go ahead.
Yeah, now this is what I love, though. This is Warden who's come in, and he may only be on a 2-year contract. I mean, but he's there to fix the game and get a roadmap going.
Or are you just speculating?
No, I'm not sure. He may only be on a 2-year contract. I mean,
gotcha.
Most of these type of high-end guys generally come in on a 2-3 year contract, right. Fix the game up, and then they move on to their next project.
Right.
I mean, yes, they get paid big dollars, but they deserve it because of the amount of work they do.
If he
is a limited contract that they're on. But to see that he's looking now at making a roadmap where it brings episodic and live together so that they can work together, rather than live just being part of that sort of budgetary type thing, and where the episodic and such are working on the game content. They're all going to be intertwined together and make sure that they're doing things that complement each other and don't work against each other.
Yeah, that is definitely the way they should have gone. But when you're first creating something like the live team, when it was originally conceived, it was like, this is an idea, and it's probably a good way to monetize the game. But that it just needed some refining, and here we are, and it's 2.0 stage. It sounds a lot better.
Well, 3.0, because we did have Squeal, then we moved on to Alice, and now we're moving on to the next thing. So, and hopefully this will be the one that works well. And I mean, you're not going to please everyone. There is still going to be people who just don't want MTX in there, and it's simply never going to happen. You have to have MTX for the game to survive. I mean, he comes straight out and said that, and I mean, it's true. I mean, we've said you cannot. I mean, if you take out all their costs, work it out against what their membership was, they made $1 million. I mean, their profit came from MTX, and that's what allowed them to hire new employees to get all this stuff happening and such. And that's great, but they need that to survive. But there was the thing, well, we'll just increase membership costs. But by increasing membership costs, you're going, yes, there are going to be players who can play that, but you're shutting out a lot of players who can't pay that. If you take it from $10 a month to $20 a month, you're probably going to lose 25% of your player base. So you're not going to be making
you'll be making the same amount of money probably.
Yeah, exactly. So by doing it this way,
that'll make bonds go up so
much.
As
we said, if they get away from the RNG style, that is going. I mean, I like that myself, but I don't spend extra money on it. I just use my free keys and that's it. But if they do get away from that RNG style, and you know exactly how much you're going to be paying to get it, so 2 bonds, I'm going to be able to unlock everything on this Yak Track. I go to Sullivan's store; it's going to cost me 250 rune coins. I know exactly what I'm paying. That's it, and I think that is going to be a far better way for them going forward. And I really do think every game is going to have to go that way, because there's a lot of countries getting upset about all these loot boxes and it's preying on the kids. It's the biggest thing. I mean, if you're over 18 and sucked into it, well, okay. I mean, there are some people who have, do have a gambling disease and such, but a lot of people just do it because they can.
Tell you what.
But under 18, I don't think should be taken advantage of.
Definitely not. And if you're over 18 and you have like I have impulse control problems, and just a mood stabilizer solves the problem. Like, I could stop and think before I act now, and I don't have to worry about spending $50,000 on Treasure Hunter. Because, I mean, there was one point, I didn't have $50,000, but I ran up credit cards to get, the $99.99 package a bunch of times when I wanted it. But, now that I'm properly medicated, I don't have that problem anymore. I just have other problems. Now I have to participate in real life. Anyway, let's talk about Double XP Weekend.
Yes.
So it says we've wanted to experiment with Double XP for a while and attempted it back in May, but failed with that voice of Saren thing. Yeah, that was garbage.
Yeah.
We want a way for players to enjoy Double XP and its social aspects without feeling forced to be attentive. We went back and forth on 36 hours. A weekend is normally 48, but double XP are usually 72 hours. According to the data, only 1% of players play for 36 hours, plus, raising my hand if I could, on the weekend, so it felt like a sensible cutoff point. We may try looking at different caps in the future. We want the right amount without feeling like we're pushing it. I think that's fair. I think 36 is a fair amount. I definitely would do 45 about roughly on double XP.
When I first read this, I thought 36 is too much. I would have just done it at 24. But really, when I sat back and thought about it, I thought, 36 hours, that's half of the full weekend time. But you spread it out over 10 days. I thought that was more than fair. And I really do think this is the best thing that they could have done. And as they said, 1% of players do more than 36 hours. And that's unhealthy.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it really is. And,
now you don't have to be.
If you're upsetting 1% of your player base, but you're keeping, the other 99% happy, then you've done a good job.
Congratulations, Pern. You're a populist. Let's see here. Let's talk about Treasure Hunter, I suppose. They're just hitting all the major, contention points in this
that's what I love. Mod Wardens come in and just go on, let's talk about the issues.
We're just going to
get it all out there.
We're just going to pressure spray all of this shit right out the door and start over. RNG on Treasure Hunter. It's about experimenting and trying new things. There are still daily keys, and players who are wanting to take advantage of progression and speed advantage can. RNG elements need to take advantage in the shape without the loot crate. The industry is also deciding if there needs to be RNG at all. We're going to get you guys. We need to be transparent about RNG. It should not be negative, the negative aspect to our model. Yet your players over and over and over again are telling you that it is negative. Yet you're just like, oh, well, we're not 100% sure if it is. They won't be sure until it's literally banned. Literally banned.
Yeah. No, well, if you actually heard him talking, I mean,
I'm going to binge 36 hours.
Quite down and doesn't really say the way he was saying it. I mean, he was saying, basically we know the RNG is the negative aspect of it. We need to be more transparent about it and work out what can be done about it, is basically what he was saying.
Right. Okay. That makes it sound a little better than the way this is bulleted.
Yeah.
Treasure Hunter 2.0 passed. We've explored different designs, but it took us in a direction we aren't comfortable with, aka more loot boxes. This was also around the time when there was a big kickback around loot boxes in the industry. We should have been more transparent. We have since looked back at things we could change and do differently. I'm going to try that from the start. Will be things in the next couple of months? That's not a sentence. That's why I couldn't my brain couldn't parse that for a reason. So starting at the end of the month to show we are looking to catch up. Rubik, come on, buddy. You're losing your shine. You're losing your polish.
And that's exactly what they've done. They're shutting down Treasure Hunter, and they're bringing in the Rune Pass 2.0.
I hope that they accidentally delete the Treasure Hunter code when they take it out.
No, you know what's going to happen. Remember what happened New Year's Eve or New Year's Day when every time you come to use spam, every time you come in, you're just gonna have Treasure Hunter popping up every time you teleport somewhere.
Oh, God,
Treasure Hunter's popping up and saying buy keys.
That is the future. Let's see, what do we got here? Cosmetics versus normal promotions. The Catwalk promo was received really well. In terms of income, it was nothing new and did similar
Item combat rewards on Treasure Hunter, you forgot that one.
Oh, I'm sorry. Item and combat rewards on Treasure Hunter. We don't have a hard set or rule against rules or agreements, but we take a lot of advice internally on what's fair and balanced. We will always continue to avoid providing the best slot in combat gear, Virtus armor concerns. We haven't done these types of promotions for years, and players have asked for more. We didn't increase the max tier, and it isn't best in slot. We have no current plans to do other armors. Doesn't mean we won't ever, but tell us what you think. I didn't really see that
one. The Virtus armor was like your special or your lucky Virtus armor that they put on. It was only Virtus armor. People screamed about it, saying it was going to devalue next drops and that. But I mean, again, it was very rare. you couldn't augment it. I don't think you could augment it, and you can't sell it or break it down for components.
Okay. Go. Yeah.
I had no. I mean, it's a tier 80 armor. I mean, sorry, there's much better armor out there these days. So I didn't have any issue. But yeah, you know,
the only thing it's going to do
is the next people who were jumping up and down about it.
You're right. I mean, the only thing it's going to do is help somebody who's new if they get it.
That's it.
Anyway, cosmetics versus normal items. The Catwalk promo was received really well. In terms of income, it was nothing new and did similar to the Flames of Re-T promotion back in July. Is that a good thing? I don't know if that's a good thing. They don't like just because it was received well doesn't mean that it made a lot of money. So I'm a little confused.
And that'll tell you in the next thing.
Oh, cosmetics on Treasure Hunter don't get as much engagement. More players who use Treasure Hunter want progression. We could put them on Solomon's General Store. Yeah. We could put them on Solomon's General Store as we know roughly what engagement that drives. Time-limited events that tends to focus on cosmetic rewards do really well, however. I agree with that last statement, and I also agree that they should put cosmetic rewards in Solomon's Store and don't worry about Treasure Hunter. Let that part of the game be for progression. Kill Treasure Hunter and go with that, you know, Yak Track thing you got going on. But
I really do hope everyone supports Yak Track and gets right behind it and show them that, you know, we can survive without Treasure Hunter. So I am praying that this does go really well, so that it does, you know, cement in their minds that you know, we can get rid of Treasure Hunter. But the other thing we've got to also remember is a lot of the people out there who scream the loudest about Treasure Hunter, like Mikaru and all those type of guys, are some of the biggest players of those games too. They complain about them, but they're spending all their gold on them to show how bad they are.
Yeah, how convenient, right? That's like when I would make my earn rune coins videos. Like, I had no ulterior motive for wanting those rune coins. I was just exposing the shitty system.
Yeah.
Yeah, Killer Bunny says T80 non-augmentable, really not that big a deal, right?
Yeah.
So anyway.
But at the time, you had... And again, it's a populous thing where a couple of people scream about it and everyone followed suit. Right. No one really looked at it and thought, oh, hang on a sec, it's not as bad as we thought.
Promotion reaction. Rotation, rather. My brain is starting to fail after reading so much, but I'm going to get through this one, I promise. Promotion rotation. We do cosmetic promotions more often than people think. We try and balance out the types of promotions to cover all the bases. Cosmetic, functional, bonus XP, direct XP. Let ourselves down in the past when we recycled stuff since it was an easy win since due to the lack of support. We've addressed that now and invested into the team just as we've done to all of our teams, not just microtransactions. We can do more experimentation on innovation that we've lacked in the past. So, I mean, all fluffy, good-sounding things. Go ahead.
So, again, they've brought in some more people into the live ops team.
Right.
We're going to think outside the box,
Hopefully.
which is, again...
It sounds
good.
Want
me, this is a very long one. Do you want me to take over the next one for a bit?
Oh, sure. I was scrolling down, my jaw literally dropped as I was scrolling.
You said, I've been reading so much. I scroll. I thought, it's MTX. Hang on. And I'm going down. I might jump in here for you. Give your voice a bit of a break.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So MTX stores. We want to combine all the stores, SGS, loyalty, rare item, oddman, action bar, presets, etc. And have a whole rounded system. Have a cleanup that makes it less confusing and less complex, but bring them together in a way that's more interesting. So, and again, I thought that was a really good point. So it's all in one spot. You don't have to bounce from here to there.
That would be perfect.
Yeah.
They won't do it.
So store combination. I'd like to use a unified currency or maybe allow players to exchange currencies for others to unlock these things. Collating it together is a huge undertaking. The interfaces and systems have been around for a while, and it would require a lot of UI and UX work. The UI UX team have been building up and developing their capability. It's better to do small steps and test them to get feedback rather than one large update where the progress isn't seen.
Just make runes coins tradable. That would be my option. Sorry.
Oh, God. Could you imagine? Well, technically they are bonds.
They are through bonds, but if you make the physical currency just tradable, that's how you can easily, get items from the store. If you have gold and not money. Anyway, sorry. Continue.
For example, the Oddment Store Exchange, we weren't sure how to go down, but now we can build upon it. And I thought that was one of the good things that they did. Doubled everyone's oddments, up the prices on some of them, and that's sort of going to be the start of sort of MTX without the luck factor. Auras. The loyalty store has been an issue for quite a while. We want to make certain auras, especially high-level combat auras, available via in-game methods. There's a plan with Osborne on how to do that. Some that fit well with premium auras that would be sold as bonds, like the Magebit aura. And again, I have no issue. If you give me an aura for my Premier Club, I've got it for a year. At the end of that year, it's chucked up on, you can spend 5 bonds and buy that aura outright yourself if you want to. No issue with it, because I've had 12 months of use of it. Once it's over,
I love exclusivity, but tying functionality behind exclusivity is not cool. Exclusivity should mainly just be cosmetic.
Yep. The Oddment Store. We want to experiment more with it, with direct purchase of items that are normally reserved to Treasure Hunter. It's quite contentious, but there are other ways to do it. I think it's less contentious than Treasure Hunter, but anyway. Other games are also experimenting with this as an alternative. The next step to look at what stuff we can make available and what quantities and how do we limit them. Plans are already in place. Changes will be made within the next few months. Now they said, when you say next few months, how long? He says, I'm not putting any time on it. It'll be ready when it's ready. So he's very adamant about that type of stuff. He's a straight shooter. I like Mod Warden. He was,
sounds good.
Pretty straight shooter. Just didn't pull punches. Said what needed to be said. Didn't try and sugarcoat things. Couldn't look at making oddments easier to obtain. Maybe an interaction with bonds. Look at the possible. Lovely. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, chuck in there 200 oddments for a bond, and you can go and buy your XP lamps or your stars or things like that.
Oddment store is like my new favorite thing.
Look to possible shift the focus away from the conventional treasure hunter promotion / loot crates. And Solomon's General Store. It's out of date, clunky. Discoverability is terrible. It's on our roadmap to fix, but it is a big task.
Yeah.
Rune Pass. The pilot test was in July 2018. We were disappointed on how we handled it. We didn't put enough time in planning it and executing it well. We didn't communicate it well enough and explain what we were trying to achieve. Didn't deliver enough content in there. The value is way under what you'd expect for both a Premier track and free track. The tasks were grindy and dull, and we should have made it free to Premier Club members.
They already are MTX because you get them through Treasure Hunter by converting things. So I don't see what's wrong with adding them to another avenue of MTX or to make it doubly convenient. That's all.
And, again, I mean...
I didn't even know I was doing a podcast. You're more than welcome to join, and I would love to have you. Sorry.
That's okay. The communicating it well enough and what they were trying to achieve. I mean, we knew because we'd read all about it that they were looking at this as a way to be a possible replacement for Treasure Hunter in the future. But 95% of the community out there wouldn't have known that because they don't go to the main page and read. They go to Reddit and get all their news off there, and we know it's very skewed over there. I think they did. While I loved Rune Pass, I think the way it was implemented was badly done, and they agree with that themselves. And I think this next one coming up is a really, really good idea, and hopefully, as we said, people get behind it. Moving on, upcoming. There will be a blog next week and an update at the end of the month. We are planning to look at those systems and something around that. The main thing is that it really has to deliver the right amount of content and rewards. We are working with a pass system that sits well with the game, which can run as events throughout the year. Rune Pass alongside Treasure Hunter. It's about achieving a balance. If we suddenly turn off the income from System A, we'd need to be guaranteed that it would come in from System B. Since System B is brand new, we don't have that guarantee. Therefore, if System B brings in a certain amount of income, then we can do less of System A. We're a business, we've got commitments to make. If we can prove our new systems that are successful, then we can decrease the reliance and the frequency and intensity of other things, in this case, Treasure Hunter. I do want to change up Treasure Hunter to test out new systems and mechanics to replace the loot crate system. There will be a period where we will run something different on Treasure Hunter to see what happens. And I think that was that cat thing that they did was one of those things, it's just something a little bit different. But that's right. You can't switch off one that money System B isn't working. But I think for that 2-week period, as a goodwill gesture to test it properly and get the reaction, I think, yes, you're going to lose 2 weeks of income off Treasure Hunter, but I think it would have been of value and given them sort of good stance with the player base who sort of, really felt that they were being milked for everything at that point.
We only have so much milk.
Yeah. But, and it's good. They what we always say about Jagex is they do learn from their mistakes.
They just find new, really creative mistakes.
That's right. But, it's great to see them addressing all this. Yeah. And, again, if you saw the chat, there was a lot of hate and a lot of people going, just carrying on. But, I thought they're handling it very well. And they've got a direction now, and hopefully they can implement it and follow through with everything.
Yeah.
Communication scheduling. We've done a rubbish job of conveying our development roadmap, not just MTX, but throughout Jagex. We need a better internal roadmap, knowing dependencies, leadership, and playing communication. People are okay if things are delayed as long as you tell them and there are good reasons. We are building a solid roadmap for 2020 to prevent excessive promotions with a lack of game content. Hit more of the things players ask for, such as with the player survey for current and newer players. A lot of the reasons for a lack of communication with the monetization portion of the game is because we haven't had the vision, support, strategies to do that. Now that we have it, we are more than happy to do it.
Hell yeah.
So that's it. Sorry. It's just been, it's in there, get it done. They don't have that. I love
that go-getting. What's that attitude? Mod Warden really is his name really kind of fits his attitude.
Well, he apparently was behind the MTX in things like Fortnite and all that type of stuff, which were really successful and really held well.
Shit, I didn't know that. That's really cool.
Yeah, he's come from a lot of different games. I think he was with EA, but he did Fortnite. He did. He's done a whole bunch of different ones. His name is Ryan Ward. So if you search Ryan Ward,
that's his actual name.
That's his real. Yeah, Warden comes from his name. So Ryan Ward is him. Gotcha. And, he's done a lot out there in other. I was sort of reading up about him.
That's cool.
He's really interesting. Where he has come from, and I have high hopes for MTX going forward, and seeing what he's done and where he's worked.
Yeah, he sounds good.
Yeah, I was going to say general MTX discussion. Membership alone is not sufficient to keep the game healthy. As costs in production, staff, servers, maintenance, etc. increase, we have to increase revenue. We could increase subscription charges, but it would affect everyone, and some players wouldn't be able to afford it. Therefore, we chose MTX, which is a genuinely optional. And that's it. I mean, we do have genuinely optional MTX in this game.
We do.
If suddenly they bought out a T95 weapon that you have to spend $100 on, then that's all of a sudden that's pay to win. Right. Yeah, exactly right. That is not optional then, because I mean it's optional for me, but for those high level PVMers and such who have to buy that weapon to continue on, that's not good. So as long as it remains an optional MTX, I have no issue with it at all.
Same.
RS is on the lower end, and players also maintain their original subscription throughout the grandfather's rates. Now, if you click on that, I don't know if you've got it up on screen, but they actually have their competitors' analysis with their prices.
No shit.
So Elder Scrolls Online is $10, RuneScape is $11, Final Fantasy is $13, EVE Online, Star Wars Old Republic, World of Warcraft are $15 a month. What you also need to remember about a lot of these other games too is that they don't have weekly or monthly updates. I mean, you look at World of Warcraft, every 6 months they have an expansion comes out, you've got to spend another $80 on,
right,
as well as your $15 a month. You know, we don't have that type of thing.
No, our expansions just never come out.
Well, they did, but people hated them.
Yeah, that's true.
After one. Anyway.
We're a very picky community.
We are. Our priority needs to be focused on improving subscription value, since that hits the bulk of our base. We may not have had that balance right, and that's what they're going to do. And again, I mean, I don't know if any other games do grandfathered prices.
I don't think so.
15 years ago, you were paying $5. You're still paying $5 now. If it goes up, it goes up.
I can't say that, actually.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I said. I don't know if any other game does. This is one, we know Jagex does that. So for a lot of those old players who are only paying $5 or $7 a month still, new players coming in, it's $11 a month, but there's a lot of players still out there on those old prices. So, yeah, that when you say, we've got 250,000 members, $11. Well, no, maybe 200,000 of those are $11 a month. The other 50,000 are on, $5 or $7. Intrusive MTX, like the Shadow Drakes. We shouldn't be doing things that are intrusive and spoil people's enjoyment of the game. In the past, where we've probably crossed that line, but that doesn't mean we should do them again.
Wait a second.
You can't take things away once it's done, since it's a real live game, so you have to move carefully. We did an update with the Combat Academy and how you can't take Shadow Drakes in there anymore. And they've done the same at Arbors Workshop and things like that. So, I think on those sort of areas where people do congregate, to have those not there is great.
Right. So I'm dumb. World of Warcraft's price can't have a grandfather rate because it was $15 when they launched. And it's $15 today. So
wow,
they're assholes.
That was expensive back then.
Yep, that's why I really wasn't into it.
Wow.
I mean, so PlanetSide was also $15 back then. So that's where my $15 was going. It was going to PlanetSide, not to WoW. I couldn't have both. And PlanetSide it had more things to do because I already had RuneScape was fulfilling my MMORPG needs. So PlanetSide was fulfilling my slaughter everyone and control the galaxy needs. So it was nice. It was a nice balance.
Okay, MTX content suggestions. Combat animations counts as cosmetics, sits well in those systems. Bank presets if people want them. Retro overrides. They're cool and have a place, things we can do for special occasions. Interface, colors and themes. Problematic of how the game is presented on different formats like mobile. Adding complications and complexity to stuff we don't need to. It's probably not something you'd like to add. But again, things like bank presets, buying extra ones of those. I mean, you've got enough free ones there, and then if you want the extras, you can buy them. I have no issue, again, with that. I've bought all the bank presets. I've bought, I've unlocked everything there because to me they're good value, and I didn't mind spending that extra money on those.
Right.
Free rune coins. Obtaining rune coins via in-game activities is a cool idea, and we want to clean the currency system to do that. Rune coins can be tricky to work with, internal reasons, but it works with oddments, keys, etc. They also do need to be very careful because that suddenly becomes a real-world trading type thing, because rune coins actually do have real outside value.
Right.
So
That's true.
Don't know. Yeah, I don't know how they sort of do that. It's like buying.
That's the big problem when you involve money and in-game currency.
Because don't your shirts and all that, can't you buy those with rune coins?
Not anymore.
Well, okay, then maybe that's.
They put a stop to all that.
Yeah, because I remember with bonds, with the buying your RuneFest tickets and such, so you're getting a real value real world value out of it.
Yeah,
So
anything...
if they've stopped the merchant shopping rune coins, then that's probably okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they had to cut all of that off. I can't. I mean, obviously, I can't say 100% for sure, but I remember them being like, that was the last time we could do this, because they had a special merch thing. I remember, like you said, where you could buy it with rune coins, but it was for a very short time, and it never happened again.
Okay.
And I think
I just remember the shirts for rune coins. I just remember that at one stage.
Right. I remember not being able to afford it, which pissed me off. Anyway.
Refer a friend system alternative. It's currently players exploiting it by creating alts. It deserves a bit of an overhaul to something modern where it can have tiers of rewards. It's up on the board. So the refer a friend system, again, it's just being used to boost alts.
It is. Oh, absolutely. That's all. Like, it's a total game. It's being gamed, basically. It's being boosted, as they would say.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pop-ups. We don't want to be intrusive, and we haven't always got that right. We do and try to make sure those messages are only targeted at players who would get the benefit from them. We probably haven't done a good enough job of that. I mean, pop-ups aren't annoying to me. You click exit, it's on there for 30 seconds. I just exit out.
I'm a child.
Never had an issue with pop-ups.
I'm a child of the millennium. As a millennial, pop-ups do not faze me, and like I have a built-in muscle reflex to destroy them before my brain can even register what's in it. Doesn't faze me.
I have a look at it. Yep, not interested. Close.
Literally, in like 2001, to get to some of my websites that I wanted to, you have to wade through pop-ups.
I know. I remember those days.
Are these both lined? Okay. Nerfs.
Now, again, I prefer to call these rebalances.
Right.
But they call them nerfs.
They're not nerfs.
It is conflicting that we are nerfing game content, yet continuing to release OP XP promotions into the game. We need to sync up between the teams which we've started. We don't always get it right, or it's done in silos. And again, that was one of the things where they nerfed farm. Now, they nerfed farming because of the new Anachronia farm coming up, but it also happened to tie in at the same time that they had the volcanic lamps. And people saying, oh, yeah, you're nerfing the farm so you can sell more lamps and things like that, which wasn't the case.
No.
But, of course, they got reamed over that type of thing.
They do get reamed quite often.
But I mean, a rebalance, I mean, the farm should have been rebalanced 9 months ago, really. It was sad that it took 12 months to do, but once they announced farming going to 120 and the new Anachronia farm, it tied in. You saw why they waited till now to do it. But I don't think it's really hurt anybody that much, and it's made tree running viable again too, to work in with normal farm, with the player owned farm.
Right.
So they work in conjunction with each other instead of just one replacing the other.
Right.
Updates and game info. Lack of updates. What are we doing? Not hitting beats, delivering on the commitments. We're not the best at looking at all the knock-on effects.
That's
currently we're doing it.
One thing I want to say there is 100% agree. I would rather them not release something than release a half-assed product, like something that they had to rush out that they knew wasn't finished, but they had to release something. No, I'd rather see nothing.
And I think that's sort of what they ended up doing with the CompCape tweak. It was starting to take too long for the full rework and hashing out all every little detail. So they just said, "Oh, we'll just do this part and let it go."
Right.
And we had to cancel, and I mean that was great about having the beta. I said right from the start this was the worst time to try to do weapon diversity when you're releasing mobile, because you're just making it harder and harder. I mean, whoever thought that was going to be a smart idea to do those two concurrently?
They're back. They're back swabbing the decks.
But it obviously didn't work, so they had to cancel it altogether, and just those little things that start hurting. They had a quest that was going to come out but wasn't ready, and that got cancelled as well. We never actually even heard about that until they talked about it. So there's 3 updates over that summer that basically got stuffed up, which made it hard for them. And again, that's why I say keep a few bottle quests up your sleeve, and just when you have a cancellation or have a week of a delay, bang, slip out that bottle quest. Everyone's happy. You've got some real content, and on you go.
Bottle quests are awesome.
Yeah, you've got the best tool there to do those things. Yeah, they're using assets that are already in game.
You could even take player scripts and just bring them to life.
Yeah.
Continue.
Currently, we are doing our best to hit the dates we set at RuneFest. We haven't taken our foot off the gas. Added more production and product owner support to each of the teams. Visibility and awareness are going up, hitting more of our objectives, so it is very promising. And again, you know, I like the fact they're now saying we're looking at this to come out in November. We're looking at this to come out in January. Not we're looking at this to come out the first week of November, you know, and then it's been delayed 2 weeks. So, you know, that type of thing I think is...
I just got mesmerized by my own technology. Can I digress for 1 second?
You can.
So I have my Galaxy Note 10 Plus charging on its wireless charger over here. And it has a clock face on it on the always on display so I can see the time. But I've noticed that when it's on its always on display and I'm not looking at it, it will turn that off. But then when I turn my head to look at it, it turns it back on. So it's waiting for me to actually look at it to save battery, which I think is a brilliant concept.
China is sitting there watching you through the...
Yes, totally. Actually, I think that's... is that Korea? I don't know where Samsung's from.
Samsung's Korean, but all the stuff, it's made in China.
That's true. You're right. So, I mean... They've seen my...
Actually, have you had any issue with your Note 10
exploding
with the facial recognition?
Oh, I haven't tried. You know what? I have.
Sorry, no, not the facial recognition. The thumbprint problem.
It sucks.
Yeah, the thumbprint problem where anyone can put their thumb on it and unlock it now.
I can barely unlock it with my own damn thumbprint.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. So basically, anyone's it's a thing with if you don't use their own screen protector, if you use an off-market screen protector,
it breaks.
Anyone can unlock your phone.
That's really interesting. What if I use?
They're working on a patch for that at the moment.
What if I use like a Zag premium like glass screen protector? Would it?
Doesn't apparently
those things are like $60 and it would just it breaks the security.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Right now all I have on is the one that came from Samsung. Until that one scratches up to shit, I'm leaving it on because I'm cheap bastard.
Well, if you've got the Samsung one, then you're fine. But any that's good to know. Non-genuine one.
I was gonna buy a Zag one because they make the tempered glass screens.
They're working on a fix for it at the moment apparently. But
that's I did not know.
Just I can walk up to your phone, put my thumbprint on it, and just open it up.
That's a hacker's paradise. That's what that is. Anyway,
OSRS versus the real RuneScape.
I like it.
Our private server game, OSRS, is the nostalgia-driven version of the game, and it needs to be preserved so it only changes if the players are 75% behind it.
Yeah.
RuneScape is more of a theme park where we try new and exciting experiments to keep it alive and fresh and keep people interested. So, you know, your horse and carriage people, stick to the old things.
See now,
you know, anyone new and innovative and living in the 21st century, come across to RS3.
Right. I've always called RuneScape a hybrid theme park sandbox experience because a lot of RuneScape allows you to mold it to your own liking. And it has its own market that changes and whatnot, but most of RuneScape, I would say, is heavily regulated by the development of the story and whatnot. But a lot of it you can kind of do your own thing in, which is what I appreciate. A lot of games are either one or the other. RuneScape kind of falls not in the middle, but closer to the middle than most games, and I appreciate that. Anyway, that's all.
All we need now is for him to take all skilling items off drop tables, and
that would be
happy.
Lovely. That would be that's we
need to start that. We need the 2020 remove skilling drops from drop tables.
If I was the EP, that would be the most important project. I would be hounding everybody, and I would fire Mod Raven. Not Mod Raven. Mod Ramen. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Words. Not, and I'm joking,
I really hope that Timbo is still working hard on that one.
I'm sure his influence is still flowing through the veins of the programmers. I just, anytime you see something that gets released, it's like that should not. There has been a couple since then, hasn't there? Recently.
Oh yeah. Like all the dinosaurs are still dropping herbs,
right?
And
thank you.
Things,
Stuff like that.
Just salvage. I mean, I don't care. I don't care if you drop straight GP for all
I
these
want
things,
it to drop
really.
straight GP.
Yeah, just leave the skilling stuff for the skillers to make the money on.
Right. All right.
I mean, look at farming and all that. But anyway, let's move on. We're digressing again. Free players. We want to make the game more welcoming to free players. We've done it in the past, but we need to be more accepting. Data we get from partners tell us the same things, that we have to make a better effort on your free model. And I think that is coming up where, we're going to be getting the, levels lifted to perhaps level 20 or 30 for free-to-play players, which is a great idea. Give them a real sense of taste of the game.
I'm waiting for it, Mangy Wolves. We have a premium currency for watching live, and Dem Mangy Wolves is saving up for a Magebit rap session.
Sounds good. Halloween and seasonal events. The live the live ops team looks after this.
They are OP.
I like to see these season events to be more of a thing and plan them more in advance and build content that helps build it out into something more meaningful. I'd like to see that as a key change for 2020. You can recycle content, but it can get boring and fatiguing, and it can go wrong if we don't change them up. For example, the beach, it became dry since no new rewards and activities, so we decided not to revisit it. We can still do the beach again in the future. And I think that's it. I mean, you've got to keep changing these things up. Don't have the same, fishing, farming, construction over and over and over again. Put some different things in there. What I like though, that building content up throughout the time. So if the Halloween event, just tie it back over the years and just sort of build on it each time. I would really like that. Remember that Halloween house that we had where you go and you're killing the ghosts and things like that. That type of thing, and just build more on that. RuneScape. We see RuneScape around in 5 years, but our current view is about quarters, 6 to 12 month view, then 2021 and beyond. We haven't been well equipped on the longer term, but we intend to be. I'd like players to love it, rekindle love. We want to know the next generation of RS players. The game is bright, optimistic, and whimsical. RuneScape is special because of the avatar. Not many games do that. Eve does that with spaceship avatars, and that's what's a unique piece, and we should explore it. RuneScape has meaning to players and is multi-generational. We should make games that support those ideas. So there you go. That is the TLDR for way back on, scrolling right to the top. 11 days ago.
Sorry about that.
On it for that. But yeah, I mean, some really promising things. I mean, I liked a lot of what Mod Warden said. Mod Mike, who was with him, and he started getting called Mod Microtransactions because it was Mod MIC.
I forgot about
he
that.
He copped a lot of hate. Some of the YouTube comments and such. Yeah, people were really on his back about a lot of things. But yeah, as I said, some really promising stuff coming up. So wait and see what happens.
Indeed we will. Does that cap out this Q&A? Are we good to
That
move on?
caps out this Q&A.
Holy crap.
We got the next one, the
ready?
Herblore.
Let's do it. Oops. Sorry.
It's a fairly long one as well. We might split this up in half too. It's a fairly long one. It's not as long as that one, but yeah.
Oh yeah, we'll split it up. I'll start it, and then let me see.
Yeah.
Where do I start? Is it MTX? Lack of updates, activity pets, Java client 120 Herblore.
I'll take on from our activity pets if you
That
like.
sounds about right. And I will begin.
That's about halfway. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is Herblore Q&A, monetization, and monetization follow-up. First up, MTX. Non-cosmetic worlds. I gotta make this font's too small. Hang on. 400%, please. I do think oh god, I'm so blind. I do think cosmetics are really part of the game. If I came across as being dismissive last time, that's my bad. I assume this is Mod Warden talking. Like, I don't know who's.
No, this is Mod Mike.
Okay, this is Mod Mike. I'm sorry about that. What I meant, though, is that it's an important part of how players express themselves through the avatar in RuneScape, and it adds to the vibrancy of the world. I agree with him 100%. Non-cosmetic worlds can go take a hike.
Yeah, basically what he was saying, no, non-cosmetics, well, people like their cosmetics, and, you know, we can't just switch it off for that type of thing. And again, he was being thrown so many, I mean, they were throwing so many tough questions and negative questions that,
Right.
you know, and you're thinking on the, see, that's the other thing when they do these, they're not prepared beforehand, so they don't know what questions are coming up. They're just thrown at them, and you've got to think on the spot. And that's not easy to do, especially in a negative atmosphere.
No, it's not, and
So,
that's RuneScape. You're a lobster being thrown into a boiling pot, basically.
Pretty much.
But I'm with Gothixie and Doc. Cosmetics are very important. I like them a lot. They're part of my personality. I change my costume every season. Like, it's just it's part of who I am. This game is part of who I am. You could suck it if you disagree. Anyway, did you want to say anything else before I read Killer Bunny's comment?
No. I just wanted to say that, you know, that he may have come across as a little dismissive, but if you look at it, the context overall, he wasn't at all dismissive. In my opinion.
Killer Bunny says, was there any discussion on Double XP Weekend starting on the 22nd? And even though they said Double XP Weekend would be spanning the whole 10 days, but will be 36 hours in-game time, that there are several updates coming on the 25th, which will have people on grinding it out on 3 days. Will be choosing between participating in new content or on release, or foregoing to Double XP over 10 days. That's interesting. I didn't know that they were releasing other content.
No, basically they were releasing the farm on that day so people can take advantage of double XP on those days for farming or hunter.
You could take it or leave it, right? Like,
yeah, that's right.
That's how I feel about it. You could take, like, you don't have to do that content, but if it behooves you, if you're in need of that XP, then it's a boon for you. That's how I see it, at least.
So what we also got to remember, there's a lot less people who are 99.
Double XP does not affect the farm, Killer Bunny says. So
not the actual the player owned farm it is. Not the new farm, but the player owned farm it now does.
Okay. But what about on the 25th? They plan on releasing. Do they plan on releasing the farm out of time as well?
The one
on Double XP Weekend.
Herblore is supposed to be on the 25th.
So that's in the middle of Double XP Weekend.
Yep.
That's bold. That's a Jagex release strategy.
But for people chasing those 120s, that is a great thing.
Not if it doesn't give you bonus XP.
But it is.
It will? Okay. If it does, it does. It's cool.
Well,
if it doesn't,
the new player-owned farm, or the current player-owned farm does.
Okay.
That was one of the changes they made when they did their reboots.
But the new one, the farm out of time.
I don't know if they've said anything on the new one, but I know. I mean, your Herblore is going to give you double XP.
A dragon and 100,000 XP and get 200,000 XP on Double XP Weekend. That's what Killer Bunny is saying. I can't confirm or deny that. I'd have to look up the actual official stuff from Jagex, but I generally trust Killer Bunny. Good thing seeing Doc saying Double XP won't work on Herblore and farming beyond 99, I thought, for several months. Yeah, there should be a grace period. They mentioned a grace period. They didn't say for sure what the grace period was, but I would hope that there's a grace period.
Well, maybe not on the new ones, but the old ones will still certainly give you double XP.
I don't know. Now I'm very confused. We need like a separate show just on double XP, just figuring out what the hell's going on. Let me get back onto Cosmetic Worlds here, because we are 2.5 hours in, and we're only on the second Q&A. We haven't even gotten to the documents yet. Not complaining, because I'm staying live after this. I just feel bad for Pyrnassius. Let's see.
No. I had a migraine earlier today, so I slept for like 5 hours at about 4 o'clock, so I'm fine.
Right, okay. Then let's continue here. That's also what a lot of players have been saying in regards to cosmetics. So there's a bit of conflict if we're saying we want more cosmetics, whether it's cosmetics on Treasure Hunt or a Solomon's General Store, but at the same time asking whether it's possible to turn them off is a bit of a conflict. Well, that's because we're not a hive mind. Some people want some things and some people want other things. Yeah, it can be paradoxical because that's life. Anyway, so it's not something that we are pursuing at the moment. I didn't want to be dismissive about it because a lot of players have asked about it in the past, and a lot of people are suggesting that option in the past. But again, I think it's a very small minority of people who want no cosmetic worlds. I think people joke about it more so than they want it, actually.
I'm just having a look at the... this is only on... Sorry, just to go back to the double XP... this is from the wiki. Limitations. Invention items experience is at 150% of the normal rate, so 1.5 times experience. Discoverable blueprints are 1.5. Protean cogs give 1.5. Disassembling will give 1.5. Disassembling and siphoning equipment like augmented equipment, fishing, rodomatic don't give any bonus XP.
Okay.
You won't obviously anything through the assistance system. Ancient effigies, balling gloves, chaos temple, cremation, dragon rider amulet, dungeoneering wildcards, dwarven tools, ectofunctus, essence of wisdom, experienced lamps, filled penance horns, player-owned house altars, sacred clay items, scrimshaws of corruption and sacrifice for Slayer, summer beach party cocktails, tomes of experience, urns, the wisdom of scabrous effect from the desert pantheon aura, loot bags from safe cracking will not be included in experience from activities like All Fired Up, daily challenges, distractions and diversions, strange rocks, jade vine, farming experience gathered from produce at player-owned farms. So only from produce.
Oh. So who gives a shit about produce? We want to...
Well, the produce is... we
want to harvest animals.
Yeah, that's what I'm just trying to...
harvest the animals. I need their blood. That's another thing I like about Albion. You can just slice and dice your animals up into meat and then feed them to your other animals. It's great.
Yeah, it just says farming experience from gathered produces. Now, the produces are things like your eggs, your flowers, and that type of thing.
I think they mean more like your corn and cabbage and shit like that. I don't know, though, because
anyway,
I'm a noob.
We'll wait and see. But
yeah. I'm not putting money on it, that's for sure.
No.
But you know what? Speaking of putting money on things, milking players. Other companies are worse than us, quote unquote. I think the big thing about being better than other companies or not as bad as other companies is a bad way to put it. Yeah, I think so too. So my hands are up there. I think what I was trying... You said that? I think what I was trying to say is I think I don't want... This is all right. That's like the time when I said they don't make them like they used to a customer who brought in a broken computer. It happens. We say stupid shit sometimes. It happens.
Yeah, and again, it's a guy who's been put on the spot about this.
Yes, exactly.
This item, and it was sort of just thrown at him, and he said it the wrong way, but it was taken out of context the way he said it.
Right. So we try and keep track of what's going on in areas of the industry. We work really closely with Yuki. I don't know what that is. The trade organization for the UK games industry in the UK. I know what it is now. And we work with them to make sure we are following their recommendations and what they would advise. And I think Jagex, I don't know. We've been doing this for a while, and we should take responsibility stance on this, a responsible stance on this, rather. So I'm hoping we will do better with that in the future. That's just a bunch of corporate mumble, but I understand what he's trying to say is, I said some stupid shit. I'll try not to say stupid shit in the future, but we truly are better than the others. We'll just try to say it in a less cocky way.
He basically meant that, but they're not looking at milking their players because they know they've got a long time to go in this game. They're not just out there to try and smack out as much money in 12 months and then shut
Bethesda
down the game.
is a literal trash fire right now. Like if you've seen Fallout 76, it's a buggy garbage fire, and on top of that, Like, they haven't fixed anything. They've banned players who have tried to fix things. There's no cheat protection. And they have the gall to come out with $100 a year subscription just out of nowhere. All the microtransactions in the store are like overpriced. Like a cheap cosmetic for your suit is like $18. Like you want to milk? You want to get milked? You want to get milked? Go to Bethesda. They will milk you until you are dry. Anyway, that's all I have to say about that. I've been following the Fallout 76 controversy for over a year now, and it's one of my favorite dramedies to follow. Anyway, timeline for all this garbage. November 14th has already happened. Premier Pass event news post and the Premier Club launch, so we're there. The end of November, there was the Premier Pass event and an experimental treasure hunter promotion. Don't even call it that. It's not even a treasure hunter promotion. December is the advent calendar, which we've had in previous years, and I like. I like the advent calendar, even though it is microtransaction ridden slightly, but not really. It just kind of themes out whatever treasure hunter was. Maybe they're going to change it this year. I don't know. Outer Worlds does not have microtransactions. It is a very worthy purchase of your money. It's a solid 40-hour to 80-hour game, depending on how you play it, how bad you are, or what difficult. I played it through on hard and had no problems. There's obviously a hardcore mode as well, which I haven't touched yet. Anyway, so let's talk strategy. Part 1, alternatives to loot boxes, and Part 2, the value of subscriptions. What we've been saying the whole effing time. Anyway, past news posts will talk about the focus on cosmetics and addressing issues better than the previous iteration. It will discuss some of the work we've been doing on experimental treasure hunter, finding alternatives in loot crates. Thank you very much for the follow. I don't have my thingy open, recent events. But, let's see. Euphoric, thank you very much. I appreciate that. See, it's really important. It's a really important thing going forward into the next year to look for an alternate to loot crates. I'm so glad to hear that coming out of the mouth of an actual JMOD. I've been waiting for that for like 8 years. It's a really important thing going into. So, how can we be more transparent, reduce things like RNG, offer the choice of rewards players want? The first experiment will run alongside the Premier Pass event. In January, you'll see more of these experiments focused on new designs and mechanics. The Premier Club has more rewards at the same prices as last year, including access to the Premier Pass, which again is a great value. I agree. The Premier Pass alone, taking away all the other things, except for like, the base things like 150,000 loyalty points, but taking away all the other extras they added, just if they had the Premier Pass alone, without the oddments and stuff like that, and the boss instance and whatnot, that alone is enough value. If they run multiple passes in the year, which it sounds like they're going to be doing.
If this one's successful, they will.
By the looks of it, it can't fail. The only way it could fail is if they
jag exit.
Yeah, if there's horrible bugs and like they can jag exit. It's fine. Anything's possible. Let's see here. So more focus on holiday season events and get a better plan in place for it. Yeah, because they effed up Halloween. So let's hope they don't F up Christmas. It sounds like they learned a lesson.
I think they've already had Christmas in the planning for a while.
Yeah.
I think Halloween, just sort of with everything else going on, they just basically didn't have time.
If you'll remember, though, it sounded like they were going to do what is it, Violet is Blue Part 2, and it pulled so low that they had to like reschedule the entire Christmas event. So
true.
I'm very curious to see how that turned out. I actually thought Meowskeeter's tokens were really well done. I agree. And I think a lot of people did, but it doesn't make the same money as Progression, but it is probably one of the better promotions that they can throw in there. It was pretty smart, at least worked out well for the release of Rune Pass. Yeah, I hope that this Rune Pass 2.0 works as well as Rune Pass 1, considering there won't be a treasure hunter to get in its way. It might. So let's see. They want to sync between the teams, clean up all currencies, and unify all the stores. We will be transparent on these designs and talk about it. So what's up with Rune Metrics? Regular Rune Metrics is available to all players, but the Pro version requires an additional payment. Premier Club members can get a 50% discount. Unfortunately, it's not included in the Premier Club or given as like an extra bundle, so you'll still have to purchase that separately. Currently, there's an overhead in running the Pro version, mainly due to data storage. If made available to everyone, the cost would shoot through the roof. We are looking at how we can get around that in the future through other solutions. So, like maybe letting you download your data on your own computer, you know? Lack of updates. No contingency updates. We didn't have a contingency update in that there would or could have, should have done. Projects swallowed up times and resources. Weapon diversity was dropped since it wasn't right for the game based on beta feedback. Comcape became small and less content focused, less things to achieve. Bank placeholders became bigger. Archaeology was an extra large update. 120 Farm is a large update that became an extra large update. A quest was delayed due to lack of time and resources, but it still exists. 120 Farm Nerve is better to be released in one update rather than batched out in multiple updates, and they didn't want to do another 120 Slayer, if you know what they mean by that.
Well, 120 Slayer, they meant how empty it sort of felt.
Right.
Because a lot of people complain because the 5 or 6 creatures sort of added, and they wanted to make sure that they sort of didn't go down that route again.
That's fair.
I mean, I was expecting it to be that way with creatures sort of added over time. But you know, we've had a few creatures added, but not sort of at the rate I would have liked. And
right.
A lot of sort of drew issue with that.
That's fair. Excuse me. So what's next? I really appreciate the patience, it says. I like that. Due to the time and resources on archaeology and 120 farming and herb, there was a gap in updates. So I mean, that makes sense now that we know what they were working on. We accidentally went into expansions again and hope to not do it again. Addressing it for next year, for me, it's winning back players' trust and to give a real value to the subscription you pay. One way to do that is to get a cadence back through seats. We are doing a significant post-launch of 120 Farming and Herbling and Archaeology, focused on fixing problems and adding stuff based on feedback. Seats. Teams focused on producing something every couple of months. Currently, there are 3 teams: Quest Seat, Remastered Seat, and Epic Jam Seat. The Epic Jam Seat is focusing on finishing the stuff made in the Game Jam, like the PVM Hub, and Ninja stuff as well. And any other updates or activity paths, contingency updates, stuff like that, that gets stuck on the Epic Jam Seat. Updates. Seat will work on starting in December, and players will start to feel it in February, which is my birth month. So yeah, that'll be my present. So November is Farming and Herb. December is Christmas event, January archaeology, and February seat projects. Whew, I just got like super dizzy. Can you grab activity pets for a minute? I need to like breathe. Whew.
Player feedback. My take: we've given out a lot of pets recently, and players have felt it. Petscape. Alongside Slayer Log, we've been asking players to play the same content over and over again. Only so much you can do with that. Why are you adding new stuff when the old stuff could use a brush up? In this case, older pets don't have overrides. We saw the excitement around combat pets and it was positive. People loved it and the competition around it. So we thought it would be a small version of that. It was more negative than we expected, so we looked into it. Now, again, I sort of disagree with that. I thought the pet thing was really fun to chase. I mean, you know, that's why I did a lot of my skills that I didn't like past 99, because it was the fun of chasing those pets. Yes, there could have been more content and such included with it, but I don't think it was as negative. Again, I think more of the negativity was about the rarity of pets. I know a lot of people sort of complained about that. So
people don't like RNG.
Again, I think they may have looked at maybe the wrong side of what was going on here.
Perhaps.
Anyway, their new plans pull down the size of the update. Voting highlighted 3 pets that were higher than the others: the money-making pet, the clues pet, the area pets, and a rune score pet based on a player suggestion. So there's a rune score pet that someone asked for, so that would be awesome. That one I would love to see. With the time save, we can do a pet remaster. Look at the old pets who don't have overrides and do a quality of life fixes on pets. What sort of quality of life changes would you like to see on pets to make them less infuriating? Pet overrides, less pets with unique animations and more pets, but with generic animations. Maybe a pollet. Now, again,
pet, yes.
One of the biggest things you could do is let us over. I mean, we spent the money on your legendary pet. Let us override it. You know, we've paid the money for it. I mean, I own 5 different legendary pets.
I'm literally trying to. Never mind, it's not a legendary pet. Sorry, continue.
No, but you know, let us override with our things.
It's gonna happen.
There are plans to do something about legendary pets and skills for them. We will talk about it.
Yeah.
Why do this update at all? To get ahead of ourselves and have updates ready so we don't create situations where we have no updates. What I'm looking to do with an external studio to help us produce a number of updates to get us some contingency. Since we can't outsource RuneScript, we are looking to outsource work other types of updates, for example, things that are graphics heavy. For example, activity pets, rewards, and some updates kept as a surprise for next year. So again, they're outsourcing a lot of stuff again too. So as well as having all their in-house people, they are outsourcing work as well. So, you know.
I just won an auction on eBay for the Agama pet lizard. It's only,
well done.
Yeah, well done. I've paid to win.
Yep.
But I'm you know, I'm not happy about it. Well, unless he doesn't give me the key, then I'll be not happy about it. I gotta pay him first, though. Anyway, continue.
Okay.
I am literally shaking. I don't know if here I took some decongestant medication, and I'm wondering if that is like messing with me.
Oh, I thought you were shaking because you won. If you're shaking in excitement.
Yeah, no, I literally when I was reading that article a minute ago, like while I was reading, my left monitor, everything shifted for a second, like I was gonna pass out. It was really, I caught myself. It was a really strange feeling.
That's not good.
No, dextromethorphan can have that effect for sure, but this is phenylephrine or whatever. Phenylephrine, I can't pronounce it. It's a nasal decongestant. Dextromethorphan is a chest decongestant, an anti-coughing agent, right? But anyway, for whatever reason, I feel extremely uneasy. We're gonna not stop, but I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, I'll just let me know if we need to shut down. We can come back and do it the rest another night, because this is a lot of stuff we've got
It
here.
is.
Java client. Java is restricting us from doing more exciting things with the NXT client. It isn't fair to restrict that progress to cater to the less than 4% of players still using Java, especially if they are capable of using it but just haven't tried it since all the improvements. We are working with them to fix problems with the transition. If NXT doesn't work, we have forum threads players can submit feedback to. So get off your ass, get over there and try NXT, basically.
Take your shrooms, bitch. I wish they would fucking grow. Sorry.
As I say, there's probably like 2 players it doesn't work for, and they've got computers that date back to 1998, you know, still running, was it Windows 95?
Good old 95. You know, I've actually, not recently, but in the past probably 8 years, I've been sent out to operate Windows 95 machines and like server 2000s. Like, they still run. I don't know why. Anyway, continue.
Okay, into the exciting thing. 120 Herblore.
Yeah.
General release date will be November 20. 120 farming and ranch out of time. Stream next week. More info. There's the older TLDR from Runefest. So, at level 55, there's going to be a new cooking potion. Ingredients unknown at this stage. 79 will be a super cooking potion. Again, ingredients unknown. At 95, there's going to be a harvest potion, which is obviously a farming one. Again, ingredients unknown. 99 will be the poison bomb. It's going to be require weapon poison ++ with some other unknown ingredients. At level 100, weapon poison +++. It's going to be easy to get. Nothing rare, but again, they haven't released the what it is going to be using. 101 is going to be the Sticky Bomb. 102 is going to be the Charming Potion. Again, unknown ingredients. 103, a Vulnerability Bomb. It is going to require Vulnerability Runes plus other ingredients. At 104, we're going to have an Extreme Cooking Potion. Again, unknown ingredients. Now comes into all the interesting stuff, and that is 106 Elder Overloads will require a Supreme Overload plus the Primal Extract plus Fellstalk. 107 Elder Overload Salve, which is a Supreme Salve or Supreme Salve ingredients, Primal Extract plus Fellstalk. At 110 is going to be Spiritual Prayer, which will be a Prayer Potion plus 4 and a Summoning Potion plus 4. At 117 will be the Extreme Prayer, which is going to require Super Prayer plus a new Dinosaur Produce. And at 118 is the Blessed Flask. It's going to require 5,000 Harmonic Dust plus the type of Masterwork process.
Ah, yeah, Masterwork. I heard Masterwork. Hi.
Process.
What does that mean?
Well, it's gonna.
Oh, it's gonna be a similar process.
5,000 dust. That's gonna be similar to what you have to do with.
Right. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Cool. I can't find a medication.
So,
I need, which is.
I mean, the most exciting one there for me. I mean, Salve, which means all my Supreme Salves that I've got. All I have to do with that is get the Primal Extract and the Fellstalk and upgrade them all.
Right.
It doesn't make it useless anymore. I'm still hoping against hope that they will make the standard extremes and standard overloads tradable. At least the extremes, but we will have to wait and see on those. Potion details. The Charming Potion will give an extra charm to the base. Works with boosts which affect the base rate. The regular Supreme and Extreme Cooking Potions, similar to the types of potions which came in with player-owned farms. Made using the Primal Extract at one point, I believe, also needed for a Primal Feast. It'll take you to 116 cooking. Harvest potions for 6 minutes. Harvest normal crops as mega versions of themselves. So you get sweet potato, golden watermelon, rainbow sweet corn, etc. The mega crop goes into making the primal starters, mains, and desserts, which then go into the primal feast.
Yum yum.
Blessed Flask. It's a special flask made with a masterwork process. Long time to make and a lot of resources. 500 harmonic dust is needed. Also, 4,000 harmonic dust is used for archaeology. So go out there and get your harmonic dust because you'll need 4,000 for archaeology by the look of things. It's a flask that holds charges of extreme prayer potions.
So much harmonic dust.
20 potions, so 80 doses in total. So the Blessed Flask will hold 80 doses of extreme prayer potion.
Wow. That better cost a lot of money. Oh, but
that's gonna be
untradeable, right?
Dust. It's untradeable.
Yeah.
And it takes 500 harmonic dust and a long time to make.
Okay.
So
I'm into it.
We'll see how
Let's
it goes.
do it. Make it happen.
The bombs, new types of potions. You throw them at enemies, and 3x3 area of smoke applies to the area of it, to the effect of it to that area. So sticky bombs will bind targets, poison obviously poisons targets, and vulnerability will put vulnerability spells on targets. The poison and sticky bombs will last for 6 seconds. Vulnerability bomb will be a shorter time, but the effects will last the normal length of 60 seconds. All the ingredients will be using the 120 farm, except for the weapon poison plus and the vulnerability runes.
Gotcha.
Raising the skill cap. New content, bombs, power burst, and enhancements to most current potions. There is content unlocks at every level, but some won't be named until day of release. So you will have a potion at every level from 100 to 120.
That's pretty great.
Yeah, there are some leveling benefit. There are some with leveling benefits, perhaps, that will change the GP, XP, or XP per hour rate, which affects training to 120. XP rates, level 115 and 116, they are looking at 2.5 to 3 mil XP per hour base rate with no bonus. So, obviously add in your outfits and such for the extra 10%.
Yeah.
There won't be any new types of training methods. There will be a 6-month grace period for the cosmetic Complainer's Cape. Other achievements may or may not have grace periods for Complainers as well. A 120 skill cape perk takes ingredients for 4 potions and produces 5. Only works with overloads, supreme overloads, or an elder overload.
This is a really interesting update to Herblore. I mean, it's possible that you might be able to make money.
Yeah, I reckon, especially initially with some of those.
Yeah, if you have especially if you have the ingredients before they go crazy, like get them now.
Yeah, and again, there's a lot of things that they haven't even announced. I was going to be selling all my potions just before double XP weekend, because I've got a ton of herbs and that, but I'm going to hang on to everything until release and see exactly what's going.
Fair enough.
Adrenaline crystals. Goal to make adrenaline crystals more common, which will help lower the price of adrenaline potions. Inert crystal, new drop to a variety of bosses and monsters. Rots, Q&A, Legions, Raptor Chest, Living Wyverns, Rune Dragons, and some more will get this new inert crystal. Use Primal Extract and new Dino products and turn it into an adrenaline crystal. Power Bursts. Overkill causes a 2-minute cooldown on adrenaline potions, and it affects all power bursts. So the power burst of Overkill, 4% adrenaline every 0.6 seconds for 6 seconds, so you get an extra 40% adrenaline total. Power burst of Vitality will double your base and current hit points for 6 seconds. Power burst of Acceleration will give you unlimited Surge and Bladed Dive for 6 seconds. Power burst of Feats for 6 seconds will let you spam your special moves of the Summoning Familiar at no cost. Power burst of Master Stroke. It's secret and is skilling related. And the power burst of Sorcery is also secret and is skilling related. Other. Primal Extract. One of the new produce you can get from 120 farming. The Primal Feast. Best in slot food, requires near 116 cooking. Extreme cooking potion is needed. Super Prayer Quality of Life. Players can now crush wyvern bones into dust to use instead of wyvern bone meal. Bone meal will still work as well. Naming conventions were followed even if they are inconsistent across the board. Sorry, you're going to say something?
So to make that potion, or the harvest thing, you have to actually make another potion to get to that level, because cooking is not a real 120, right? Did I understand that correctly? That's really cool. I like that.
Yeah. So you must make the extreme potion to boost your cooking level up so you can make that food.
Right.
So again, it's something that's going to be good. As long as it's a tradable food, it's going to be something that's good for skillers.
Cool.
Bonus 120 farming. Shiny animal names. Parvosaurus lucidum, Luminous Jadinkos, Witchfire salamanders, Asiatops lucidum. No plans for weapon upgrades. Polypore staff with 120 farming. And Tomb Shroom, one of the new farming plants which allows you to harvest more mushrooms at once. Helpful for zygomites. And that is it for your TLDW. Was it 762 or last week's one on the 11th of the 11th?
You made it. Good stuff.
I made it.
I'm starting to feel a little bit better now that I've taken some medication. I'm not shaking anymore, so that's a good thing. I don't know what started it, but I don't care because it's not happening anymore. So I will happily grab the next article here, which I believe is a question about Premier Club. I'm
Yes.
sure there's tons of those. This one comes from Dong You Dead. Oh, okay, he's a regular on the forums. It says you purchased 29. Go ahead.
With another stupid question.
Yes. That's why we keep him around. You purchased 2019 Premier Club membership around January. February 2019, you purchased 2020 Premier Club membership, November to December. What happens to the extra 1 to 3 months of Premier Club membership you purchased in 2019? Does it carry on after the 2020 membership finishes? Or does it go back to normal membership? Do you lose out on 1 to 3 months worth of Premier Club prizes? I like the follow-up comment. You think RuneScape 3 will be around that long?
Yeah, I know.
Screw off, puppy. What? All right, I don't even understand what the hell he's saying.
What he's saying is if he bought Premier Club in February this year, when it ended, and now he buys it in November, he's going to lose 3 months. Well, no, you're not, because it actually doesn't kick in. While you get the benefits now, it doesn't actually kick in until the other one ends.
Yeah, so you're actually pushing it further into the future.
Yeah,
but you
so
get you get the rewards still of the current one.
You get the rewards now, yeah.
That's all you're doing is basically paying early for the rewards.
So mine, technically, even though I bought it now on the 16th I purchased mine, or the 15th I purchased mine, because I always purchase the other one on the 1st of January, this will run out on the 1st of January next year.
Right. Okay. Gotcha. There you go, Don.
But he's saying, oh, well, they're ripping us off. Well, then wait until February and buy it then.
Right.
If you bought it in February, wait till February if you're that worried.
Yeah, that's all you got to do.
I know. I just thought I'd have a little laugh at him because of that.
Oh yeah, that's what the RuneScape forums are for.
That's it.
To make fun of your peers. I had a really good one the other day, and I think I took a screenshot of it because I was too lazy to put it on the show. But if I can find it, I'll do it at the end of the show.
And while you have a look, I'll read out this one from Sir Lewis, who says RuneScape Reminders. So I'm not sure if they have this, and I'm pretty sure they don't, but I would like some sort of feature in RuneScape that reminds me of certain things. For example, I just recently renewed my VIP membership, and then I remembered I don't even go to the VIP portal at the GE much when I had it. Like, I would go into the portal, but I'd forget to go back when it resets. It's not like I write it on a calendar or something, so I tend to forget the portal resets and don't go get my prizes at the portal. So basically, the feature would be that once the VIP portal resets when I log in, it can give me a message that my portal at the GE has reset and is ready for me. After thinking about that feature, I was even thinking, what if they had that feature for a lot of other things in game? Like the oyster thing when you open it and get prizes. I tend to forget about that too. Anyway, would just be happy if the feature was for VIP portal, but I would guess everyone would have their say and think about features too.
Bunny just saying that in regards to the 120 Herblore, adrenaline crystals are going to give 40% adrenaline in 6 seconds, which basically removes the need for super adrenaline potions. So making adrenaline crystals is easier to get, and it doesn't really do much since it's passed up by the new item. Yeah, adrenaline crystals are going to be the new thing, I would assume. I don't know what would happen to the potions specifically. That would be awesome. Old School RuneScape does with Tears of Gothics and a few other things. Specifically, what are we talking? I'm sorry, I was finding this, but I have this little. I have this one here from Bloodmasked, which is probably better for the end of the show because it's a wall of text. So I'll save it. And
I'll just in regard to that one I just read.
Yes.
Truava says, you use the tracker under the minigames tab on the adventure window. It lists all the minigames and D&Ds, including the Premier Vault and when it resets. So just open up that minigame tracker, and you can see it all in there if you are worried about that.
Okay.
I just know on the 1st of each month go down there and do everything.
Right, me too. Oh, no, I don't. That's a lie. I think about it heartily. This time I did it right at the beginning of the month, but remember, if you purchase Premier Club, you can get another one in the same month. So you do it, then buy Premier Club, then do it again.
Oh, yes, I can actually go and get that again, can't I now?
Yeah, as long as you did it before you bought Premier Club. This is
I did it on the first.
you should be able to do it again. That's the always the benefit of buying Premier Club early is you get an extra roll in the happy chamber, my happy place. Treasure City. Anyway, I'll shut up and move along to the next topic. which was it RuneScape Reminders or Gizmo? Which one did you do?
Gizmo RNG now.
Okay, thank you very much for keeping me on track. Gizmo RNG by Death Santa, who has a black Santa hat, so screw him. It says here, I have been hunting P4E2 for a while now. I've used at least 3,000 precise components and a ton of gizmos, and the only P4s I got were 3 that were with negative perks. I used a potion, I used the Master Cape, I spent millions on shield bows, I'm 120 invention and still nothing. My alt is 94 invention and got P4E2 on the 23rd try. I see many people get that perk easy with the super invention potion at lower levels than me. Now my question is, how is it possible that I only get 3 P4s and 3,000 precise components? Is invention bugged? It's called RNG, my friend. Life is not perfect.
I like the first response there. Rolling a dice 333 times may not give you any 3s, but the chance is still there. You may just have bad RNG and luck. Try to log off and in again to get better RNG.
Right. Just wake up tomorrow and see if your luck is better.
I just like that. Log on and off again.
Like that, yeah, like that has any effect. It's like turning it off and on again to fix it. What's happening here?
Have you tried turning it on and off again? I love that. Do you you would watch the IT Crowd?
Oh, hell yeah. It's one of my favorite.
Yeah.
I've watched
Isn't it?
times
I love that show.
You're welcome, Killer Bunny. The components he's using is wrong. That can't be right. One sec. Going to look it up. You got it. Look it up. We'll figure it out. Stuff happens. All right, let's see here. A fan of expansions. So this person enjoys having nothing in the summer. This has been upvoted none. It's been downvoted heavily. It's by GHFHFHHHFG, and they say, I think expansions would have been well received if Metaphos was given the extra 1 to 2 months it needed to properly done that some devs have tweeted about, such as Shifting Tombs. Instead of having Shifting Tombs being content that is still done by a ton of players, it's an incredibly niche piece of content. Metaphos is just a grind of rep instead of an actual hub that you stay for a while, not just a few levels. It's a shame it was rushed and given a set release date. If they delayed it and properly did the update with good rewards for the amount of effort, Metaphos wouldn't have been the failure that it is now. Dino Island is solid as it has good content for slayers and hunters and a ton of new content for it in the future with the new skill. I feel like it's what Metaphos should have been. It is just interesting to me that Jagex is saying sorry about no updates and how we are getting 2 expansion size worth updates with 2 120s and a skill that goes to 120. That's a ton of content. It just makes you it's just when you make it big hype updates and actually polish it and have a good formula to content in general, it's way better than small pumps into the game that might be hit or miss and make people uninterested in the game. You want people to play the game every day so that they stick around instead of just logging in occasionally and perhaps getting bored of the game and due to being disappointed. I just have a feeling 120 Farming and Herb are going to be good updates that the community will love as it introduces a lot of content and makes room for future content. Future content proofs the game as one to... This is just really badly written. Really, really badly written. So basically what they're saying is more passion, probably just skipping down to the end. It says more passion projects. Jagex should let the team do more of them instead of telling them, no, don't work on that, work on this. That's not how companies work. Like, you just...
Go to your boss and say, no, I'm not going to work on that that sale you want me to do today. I'm going to go over and build this TV cabinet and let the customer stand around there. That's what I feel like doing. I mean, I know what he's sort of saying, and we said the same thing. Metaphos could have been so good, and there was nothing wrong with Metaphos except for the rewards from the rep system.
Right.
I mean, the grindiness I didn't mind, but it was just the way they did the rep system and the rewards from it, which I believe they have improved, and the way that they sort of split the quest into sort of 4 and call it 4 different quests when really it was just one big quest cut up. Perhaps 2, but I still go to Menaphos. I do my wood cutting down there. It's a fun place to still wood cut, but
Yeah.
it is a shame that, and that's the problem with having release dates set and trying to do expansions, because you can't delay an expansion. You have no content for 3 months because this expansion's coming out. It has to be delivered on time. You should pretty much have it 99% complete before you announce it. So you're just doing polishing up and testing in those final couple of months for the date of release. But I understand sort of what he's saying. Yeah, Anachronia does feel like an expansion in everything but name, because it's come out, it's got content, they're going to be adding to it over time and things like that.
Right.
Menaphos, they haven't, that was going to be it. We would do this and we're going to be adding things over the next few months. Well, we got it and there was nothing really added to it after that. I think they should look at revisiting it and fixing a few things up down there. Could help it, but this game isn't, the player base isn't suited to expansions. Unfortunately, they expect their weekly. You go 2 weeks without an update and you hear everyone crying about it.
Yeah, they're used to it. They're addicted to their updates.
Hmm.
So this next pose is a fantasy world from Shadow Banish. So we're going inside the mind of Shadow Banish right now. This is how he feels the community is represented and how Jagex responds to the community. And I'll let you take your own interpretations, how you want to, if you agree or disagree or whatnot. I'd love to hear feedback. But here's what he has to say. So he represents Jagex as saying, Jagex, do you guys want more 120 skills? Community. No, you have a terrible track record with this, and just use it as a means to sell keys. Jagex. Too bad. Herblore and farming are now 120 skills, and we're nerfing existing methods. What do you think? Community. Fine. I give up. But why does this new object require 116 cooking to make? Do you plan on adding yet more 120s that no one asked for and no one wants? Jagex.
But hang on a sec.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Just because this guy doesn't want it, that doesn't mean... I mean, most people I know are excited about having proper 120s to go for.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, he may be in that little PVM community that don't like anything other than PVM updates. So he wants to shitbag on everything else because, it's not fitting in, what his little community wants. But, don't forget, 75% of the community will probably enjoy this.
Jagex. Do you like in-your-face cosmetics that look obnoxious, don't mesh with the iconic art style of RuneScape and clutter populous areas? Community. No, but we see it as a necessary evil if you plan on continuing with the voracious MTX and would prefer it over MTX that gives us huge chunks of experience or higher level weapons. They've really never given higher level weapons to like top tier players. No. Anyway, Jagex. So what you're saying is you love cosmetics. Good. Then I guess we would throw the idea of a cosmetic free world out the window because that would be so drab. Community. Whatever, just as long as you're not giving overpowered bonuses to players for buying keys. Jagex. What? Sorry, I can't hear you with all this cash in my ears. I thought you meant increase the power of experience gaining promos tenfold. Also, we're adding Virtus Armor to Treasure Hunter. How cool is that? Community. No, we don't want that, especially not if it's through an addictive gambling game such as Treasure Hunter. Jagex. Ah, so the gambling is the problem. I see. So how about we just remove the luck of the draw entirely and sell straight up packs of XP? It's brilliant. Write that down, Shawnee. I mean, Maud Lee? Maud Harrison? Wait, who haven't we fired yet?
I mean, Shawnee quit to go on to something better. Maud Lee jumped before he was pushed. I will give that.
Right.
But the game was moving in a different direction and didn't. He wasn't necessary for what
you are redundant.
On. Yeah,
must you terminate?
Much. I mean, and what I hate, this guy then goes on. I woke up today with a ton of Reddit medals. Thank you so much. No, you don't speak. I mean, that's just people. People just love bitches. I'm sorry, but anyone who bitches about anything just always seem to get this love and such.
And people like the attention.
Yeah, I mean, 120s that's what's going to keep that is why I bought Premier Club again this year.
Right.
Because there is going to be skills and content to 120, and they are starting to work on that now.
Bring on that sweet
I was actually going to go back to a month-by-month thing after my Premier Club ran out until they announced the two 120 skills. And obviously, until I saw what archaeology is going to be about, that held no interest for me at all. But this is going to hold a lot of other people. I know a lot wrapped about having sort of new content and true 120s to grind for, because there is a big community of max players. 120 for a cosmetic cape is great, but having real content between 99 and 120 is obviously going to be a lot more desirable for a lot more people.
Right? I mean, I almost quit especially when they announced archaeology. I was like really about to quit because I was memeing on archaeology for literally
dirt farming
years. Yeah, it's just dirt farming, but it's not. They did a good job.
Yeah,
like, from what I can see, on paper they did a good job. So we'll see. How do you think something like Twisted League would be received in RuneScape 3? I don't 100% know. First of all, I need to look up Twisted League. It's old school RuneScapes. Is it one of their PvP modes? I have to look into it. Twisted League is the first iteration of the old school RuneScape leagues. In Twisted League, players will be restricted to Great Corinth and Kebos lowlands and will not be able to trade with other players. The Twisted League starts on the 14th of November and ends on the 16th of January. You'll be restricted to those areas. Any successful attempt to escape from Corinth and Kebos will get you teleported back to the respawn point. Let's see. So what's the point of this, though?
It's their replacement of Dead Man mode.
Is it a PvP thing? Listen to the league. I mean, I like
find a way around it.
I like the idea of having league play. I would like a professional league. I've been playing this game for almost 2 decades. I would like to test my constitution in certain areas that are not PVM related. Like, I would love to be Survivor style, thrown into a couple of islands and like you have nothing, survive. Like that would be cool. You have to build something, or I don't know, anything. And like relics are powerful buffs that are unlocked with league points. Upon leaving Tutorial Island, players are presented with 3 relics to choose from without the need for points. Once a player chooses a relic in the tier, they will be permanently unlocked but cannot change the relic selection for the tier. So this is interesting. Again, I just want to know if it's a replacement for Deadman mode. I assume it's PvP. That's my only question. Is this like a survival thing? Because if it is, it sounds pretty cool. If it's not,
I think this. Remember that
I'm confused.
That woman that they brought in, they were talking about having a new and exciting competition mode on OSRS. That I think is her first one at it. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm just waiting to see how they're going to boost it and
that'll be
get around it. Because the community is going to do something and find a way around it, and might be able to trade, but there'll be drop trades, or you kill me and take my stuff and things like that, so you can go further, and there'll be all that type of stuff.
I just want to see a professional mode in RuneScape 3 that doesn't involve insta-death inside of fog. That's all. I have very low standards.
Again, they could quite easily bring that back out, drop the fog, and just have heavier hitting.
Yeah.
What were they? Zombies outside there, and just increase that so they're heavier hitting and more intense, and close in and move in. I mean, they didn't that fog and that's it was a great game up until they did that fog.
Yeah, and I mean, we knew it was coming. They told us it was coming, but it was so shoddily put together. It was almost like I don't think they knew what they were doing until like the last second. It just felt.
Well, the problem was they were testing it still, and they forgot to reset, and the fog couldn't be seen by players. It was just like an invisible fog that just killed them. Right. They logged in into the fog basically.
Yeah, poor Hess. What happened to Hannah? From my understanding,
you run out one door, and the fog. I think it was the south. If you ran out the south door, you insta died. If you ran out the north, you were lucky, but you know.
Right. It was literally heads or tails.
Yeah.
Let's move along here. We have one called
Yep.
Help Me Please, says Ernanadara. Good morning. I would love to play RuneScape so much. I was some time without playing RuneScape because I was without a PC, including I was until PMod. Can I have that sentence like re-polished,
I was
please?
some time without
Playing because I was without PC, including I was until P. Yeah.
I don't get it. Maybe he was a
If this,
maybe it was a player mod that got scammed.
I don't know. Let's see. In this period that I was without playing, I received an email from Jagex, and I ended up clicking sent to a friend of mine also because it offered good promotion to win several rare prizes. Okay, he got fished.
Yeah.
No, I realized it was a hacker scam. Then they managed to get my login password up to the bank password, besides them stealing everything valuable. I had made a purchase left from my debit card, and it is now locked. So they purchased something from his debit card, I think? Obviously, English is not their first language. I'm doing my best here. My nick is Aranda. I don't care. My friend, who unfortunately also received the same email. Yeah, you forwarded it to him, you jackass, and suffered the same scam. Please help us. We play the game, and we have many friends waiting for our return. And now, with the option to play mobile, I can play daily. So, yeah. Good luck. It sucks.
Yeah. Don't click on those links and go to those
that's
places.
We tell those stories as cautionary tales.
Yep. Time and time again.
There's no happy solution to that except getting your account unlocked and rebuilding it. Use your My account was hacked like a month ago. Nothing was taken. They didn't make it past the password phase. Why? Because I had Authenticator, and my email had a completely different password. So, doesn't matter that my password got leaked from some stupid website. Anyway, Dilemmma with the Jagex rules. Secret Wishes says I have to reread the rules that Jagex has set forth. I also know that when you report someone and that it is not really reportable, the Jagex tends to frown on you for this and hands you the infraction. Just want to say, I was really messed up the other night. We were streaming, and I accidentally reported somebody just because my hand slipped, and I reported, and like when you press the space bar, it does enter for this game, and I have the space bar bound to left shift on my mouse, which is incredibly easy to click. So all at once, I shift, reported, and submitted some report on like one of my friends. I forget which one. You can go watch the stream if you want. But like, it's totally possible to accidentally report someone, and Jagex will just ignore the report. If you're
spamming them, but yeah.
Right. You were, I thought you were on mobile when it. Oh yeah, I was. I was streaming on desktop, but I was playing RuneScape on mobile. What was I doing on the desktop though? Oh, I think I was an art stream or something. That's why. Yes, it was so easy to I accidentally reported somebody. It might have even been you, Killer Bunny. I don't know. But again, it doesn't matter because it was an accident. But as Pern says, if you repeatedly are doing it, yes, then you're going to get in trouble. Anyway, the conversation gets a little more bite to it, and this player divulged that they had been in other clans before, and that they are looking to join another clan because they have not been in one for a while. All right, so far, big deal. That they could be a jerk, but they are nice, yada, yada, yada. It's the same song and dance that we've all seen and heard and gone through. Later on, as players started... First of all, when interviewing for a clan, at no point in time do I have to add a caveat that I can be a jerk sometimes. Like, people are people. Shit, I'm not saying I'm a ray of sunshine all the time. Like, listen to the way that I'm speaking. But... I would never let someone in the clan who has to caveat that they have issues with being an asshole. I don't know about you, Perm, but like that's just a hard out rule for me. Is like if you have that problem on a regular basis, maybe you should seek therapy instead.
Pretty much.
Later on, as players started coming into the chat, a comment was made that implied that this particular player and I were an item, and that used secrets in their conversation, a remark referring back to me. I'm a little confused by the way they said
her
that.
name is Secret Wishes.
Oh, okay, sorry. There was such a knee-jerk reaction as I was floored by it, and I had to make the comment that I had no clue what they were talking about, and that I keep secrets, and that I know nothing. So a ton of red flags went up. By the rules set forth, this is not a reporting offense. Yesterday, this player was in chat, and others came into the chat, and he made a comment to one of our women gamers and say, "Hey cutie, how are you?" Again, not a reportable offense, but left this woman feeling uncomfortable. Later on, this player asked me my age. I know how to handle this comment, old enough to know better, and still young to care. This is a reportable offense, as I found out by rereading the rules today. Yes, it is. Asking someone their age, location, or gender is a reportable offense. Later on, this player asked me my age. I read this. Blah, 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 blah. Most of those coming into the chat know that I have broken something. The conversation was, player, how are you? Me, fine, now that I have something for the pinched nerve. Player, sounds like you need a foot massage. Me, you don't massage a broken foot. It's very true. Player, fine, a back massage. Me, my hubby wrapped it up like a burrito before work this morning. Hopefully, I can work on it next week. Like right here, like mentioning monogamous relationship, right? Like that should end it right there. Tumbleweeds. Apparently that caused silence, I would assume. So what I'm asking is, this player knows I'm married. I'm a married woman. I do not offend easily unless it relates to injustices that gets me riled up beyond reason at all. Heck, I can curse like a longshoreman, and I've made people blush. The deal is this: we all have lines, and my friends do not cross those lines. So why on RuneScape should I allow a complete stranger to get away with crossing those lines without reporting it? Well, just kick them,
him out of the clan,
ban them. That's
exactly
the logical thing. Like you do not have to like put up with this. You are not obligated to deal with this person. You shouldn't feel like you have to accommodate them just because they said they can be assholes sometimes. Like, that's not on you. That's on them. All right, they continue on and say, look, these are the facts as I know them. I was made completely uncomfortable in my own chat and clan chat. This crosses lines of being pervy, in my opinion. All the women in the clan are completely uncomfortable now. If this player has done this in my clan chat and CC, this player has done it in other chats. Yeah. So just get rid of them, like the other chats have gotten rid of them, because clearly they've been ostracized by other communities, because they're asking to join your community. The key here is ostracization. When somebody can't participate in society like a normal person, we ostracize them. Unless they've like murdered somebody, then we cage them. But like, if they're just weird and they can't participate in society, just ignore them and pretend they don't exist. I mean, and so that's how hopefully they'll realize that something is wrong and they need to fix themselves. If nobody wants to be around you, the problem must be you, right? It can't be everybody else. Like, that's why I believe in ostracization of people like this. Again, it says here, why is this type of behavior not reportable? In fact, why has this player not been banned from RuneScape? RuneScape is not a dating site, and this type of conversation happened in real life. My husband would have decked this person into the next century. Again, yeah, it's the internet. People get ballsy on the internet. Because, again, he can't deck them through the screen as much as they'd like to. But anyway, Jagex, you say you have our backs. Reading your own rules, you do not. This needs to be reportable without it coming back on the player doing the reporting. I mean, I agree that any sort of sexual innuendo that is harassment towards another player should be reportable. And I feel I look at the report rules. Is it not?
I'm reading the. Saying "Hey cutie, how are you?" I mean, some people may take offense. I don't see that as being really offensive.
It is harassment, in my opinion, because that's if you don't know somebody, that's not how you introduce yourself.
No. But I mean, we don't.
That's
know how
aggressive.
Long he's sort of been there, how long he's been talking to this person. I mean, where he says, "Oh, a foot
He was
massage."
on
I don't.
okay.
Yeah, the foot massage thing. The back massage was probably crossing the line a little bit.
I mean,
yeah. Once she said her husband, he stopped. I think she's been a little delicate, but I understand what she's saying with people sort of pushing it too far with different things.
She definitely feels responsible, and I think that is weighing on her conscience. Because she says, "Why am I angry? Because I failed my clan members. I wasn't there to protect them, and no other clan that this player was in did their job either by notifying Jagex of this player's behavior." So again, you got to take control of your chat and ban these people. That's just the only way you can take care of these problems.
Boot and ban. That's right.
Because eventually they're either going to realize they need to change their behavior if they want to be social, or they're going to just adopt an antisocial lifestyle, and that's not going to work out for them in the long run. Anyway, I'm not going to bother reading any comments here unless there was anything you saw that was
I'm having a look.
Fantastic.
Pretty much everyone's just saying the same thing.
I figured everyone would probably say what we just said. Next one up. If you want to grab the next couple, that would be lovely.
Yes. Oh, this one from Kawa3.
Yes.
Who wants this forwarded to a JMOD?
Send it on.
Okay, now there is no full stops or punctuation of any type in this, so I'll try and make sense of it for you. Well, today I went hunting for people to kill just for fun, as I wanted to see if it was as good as it was in game. Sorry, as good of a moneymaker as it could be. And what I found on the player killer worlds that were free user were about 10 to 15 people in the wildy, sucking cursed spirit energy. I can't spell, sorry. If mod forwards this to a JMOD for me, can you please just fix my spelling mistakes so I do not look dumb, please?
Give this man a prize. He's going to the Tiger 100 Hall of Fame. Not even because he has a good idea. Because no one has ever. I've been doing this podcast for how long? How old? This is 10 years. No one has ever asked for a JMOD to come and fix the post for them. Like, come on. We've seen people ask for their accounts unlocked. We've seen people ask for JMODs to come and give them their items back. Never seen someone ask for a JMOD to spell check their posts for them. I'm sorry. Continue on. I'm sorry.
So I started killing them, and once I log in, they all run and all log off or force log off in the same two spots. There's one by a bank in the wildy, and the other is on the right side of the dark well, or whatever it is you spit the other items in to get div XP on members.
How you doing?
Then they now got an attacking bot as well to protect the low bots. I'm not sure what forum to put this in, so if a mod can find a home or a Twitter, a JMod, or use a path, you have to let them know. That would be gratefully thankful. Also, I got one question. If I was to seek someone out to kill the attacking bot by the rules, can I do that or no?
I love this guy.
Maybe he needs to, go back to school if he doesn't know how to spell.
I'm doing well. I've been really enjoying Kawar's post here. He talks to some people too. I can't kill the guy on the free to play world. His gear is better now. If I choose my full dragon and my real stuff, that would not be a problem. I like where he's like, listen, that's not my true power level. Don't even get me started on my true power level. I got dragon armor in the bank. I'll go DX the LB on you.
I was thinking exactly the same thing when he said about his dragon. I thought, is this DX's ult?
Yeah. Oh no! Wrongful bans is gone. I hope you. Oh my god! Did you keep it open by any chance?
I've got it.
Okay.
I had everything open.
You're lucky because I'll put it up on screen real quick just to show the authenticity. This is what you get when you watch RuneScape Weekly. Hot deleted content.
U2RS 2 hours ago is when I've got it up. So wrongful bans need to stop. Okay, so this is a little different. I play on 11 accounts at a time. I find it really fun. I've been playing on them for several months and bought Gold Premier on all of them 3 days ago. I have now received a 48-hour ban on 9 of the currently banned accounts on my main in September. Started streaming and recording my gameplay since then. Current account status: 9 alts permanently banned, 1 alt 48-hour ban, main not banned. I do not use any software, nor even Alt1/TeamViewer. Like the previous time, I am unable to even appeal. Can we get an actual support system?
No.
And then he's got a whole lot of different photos down there of all these different alts. He put in his he's put in a photo: offense, macroing major, ban, the date it was done, permanence.
I don't doubt
he's banned for macroing.
I don't doubt that he was running all those accounts, but I do doubt the authenticity of his play style. Like, he's got to be cheating. I mean,
yeah, of course.
I've run multiple accounts and had no problems.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I've played all 3 at a time actually at one stage.
Yeah,
yeah, 2 at a time.
I played 3 at a time.
I
have a ultra wide 34-inch monitor. I could fit like 8 RuneScapes on this if I wanted to. I choose not to because I do not want to become what I fear.
He claims he's doing world wakes on 10 accounts at once.
What is
he shows buying 11 gold premiers, opening parcels, 11k postage stamps for large and huge parcels, ED token farming on 3 accounts. Well, there you go. ED token farming on 3 accounts. So you're boosting your own accounts. You're not allowed to do that.
Probably why he got banned.
Yep.
Well, there you go. Next post. Next, people are very needy today. This one is by Owen Redfield. And it says, requesting fishing stat reset. Think I might be posting this in the wrong place. Fuck it, you know? Just like, this bathroom says women's, but I'll just walk in anyway, even though this is totally not where I need to be.
Bathroom?
But, you know, it's still the same function, right? It's a forum, so I'll just post it here, you know, whatever. Anyway, but after, I love it when people do that. Like, I don't know where this goes. Can you file it for me? Anyway, but after looking for a while in support and not finding a solution, I thought I might post something here. A few days ago, I tried logging into my old RuneScape account, but found out the account had been banned. The ban has been lifted and my account is back now, but logging into the game, I found that it was used as a bot for fishing, and now has 68 fishing. I was just wondering if that was something that I could get reset back to 1 so I could level it myself, or if that is something that is beyond Jagex and their policy. I was just wondering, you know, most people would consider that a gift.
Yeah, because low-level fishing is a pain in the bum too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I love fishing, but he got you up to the fishing guild. 68's the fishing guild.
Exactly.
That's like, that is a gift. Like, that's, anywhere else sucks.
That would normally cost you 1,500 rune coins.
So, in my opinion, be happy. But yeah, there are really no exceptions for stat resets except like
protect your account.
Sometimes they'll roll back stats if you've bought it. That's like one of the options to keep you in game. They'll actually just roll your account back. They haven't done that in a long time. But
I reckon is the best way to punish people.
Yeah, I agree.
Don't ban them. Just roll them back, and then if they keep going, next time they only get 50% XP, and the bot again 25% XP. Just keep doing that. Keep them playing.
Right. The next one here is by Balar69, and they say, "Ban this scammer. I'm used to buying things for people who went past the buy limit, and they pay me back. This is why I never do that for anyone, even my friends. But this asshole is exploiting people's kindness against them. He asks you to buy some worthless bulk items for 1,000% the price of the GE. And when you buy it for him, he logs out and puts you on his ignore list so you can't contact him. At first, I did suspect it was a scam, so I tested him with just a small amount of items, and he paid very well for them. He, of course, lies that he will come over in a few minutes because he has things to do, so by the time you realize he's not coming, you can't report him anymore. I talked to my clan, and it turns out he is a notorious scammer. So how is he not banned yet? I can give you his name now and just permaban him. I just lost 15 mil over nothing." So, I mean, lesson? Don't help strangers.
if someone's asking you to buy an item that is that much over GE value, you know there's an issue. You don't do it.
Right.
If I've ever bought anything for anyone, I'll put a plus 5% for them, and that's as far as I'll go.
Same. I sometimes won't. I mostly won't even do that. I'm very rarely will I buy something for somebody.
I'll only do it for people I know too.
Right.
But I'll go plus 5, and then that's it.
Need to change a setting back. This is by Kawar 3. So me and my brother's son were just playing on an account. He is 2, so he was just hitting things. So I was just walking around being silly with him, just to have some time with his uncle. He hit something, and now my icons are back on the bottom, on the bar, in the big box, like they were in the old school. How do I get it back? Oh, that sucks. Again, there is a layout. Yeah.
Again, it's our mate Kawar 3 who posted this one.
Yeah, he's having some trouble.
He is. He can't spell. Now his 2-year-old nephew is stuffing up his account. But that's what account sharing. That's why we have a ban on account sharing.
Yeah.
Letting your nephew play on your account. We'll have to permaban this account, I think. Letting his 2-year-old nephew play on it.
All right. The next 2 are rant forum posts. I am not getting my authenticator out.
No, that's okay. I'll read this. First one: wrongly banned a no contact by Hussar 1989.
Hussar.
So I was banned for 2 days with no chance to appeal because of macroing software. The thing is, I only used a mechanical anti-AFK system consisting of a mouse on a fan. This, of course, is quite upsetting, as it's not supposed to be illegal. More frustrating, of course, is the fact that I have no way of contacting Jagex because of this. They claim they have proofs, solid evidence, etc., that I used bots. But I absolutely have never and never would do such things. And obviously, I will refrain from using my mouse and fan until this is cleared up.
The old mouse and fan. If they think they're the first person to do the mouse and fan, they're not original.
I know. A mod has posted on this. Hussar 1989. It is against the rules to have anything other than you press keys for you. Whether that's a program or a fan or a piece of tape on your keyboard, it's not allowed. This is quite literally in the game rules. Macroing and third-party software. This includes automation tools, macros, bots, autotypers, and tools that circumvent any of our mechanisms designed to automatically log out inactive users. Look on the bright side. At least you got a warning first in the form of a temporary ban. But don't recommend you use your mouse and fan again in the future, though.
Niche, niche. Careful with your account. Yeah, your love affair with the fan is over. It's time to play the game with your fingers.
Hey, he comes back. I appreciate your answer, but it seems to me to be wrong. Or the rules should be clearer. The article talks about macros and software, neither of which I was using.
It also mentions devices.
Exactly.
They cover the bases. I've read the rules. I know the rules.
Yeah. You are still using an automation tool, even if it's not software. Whether you use an auto clicker in the form of software or a mouse on fan, it's still a cheat and can result in a permaban.
Yeah,
just don't do it.
See,
don't argue.
See, if it's not software, like, oh, I can't see it, it's not software. If your mouse is clicking repeatedly at the same interval, they're going to ban you. Like, a human can't do that.
Remember the guy who was complaining because he had used the metronome? He was going click, click, click. This is. So I don't have it. He actually showed the video of it. How can Jagex ban me for this? There's no third-party software doing anything.
No, it's third-party hardware.
That's so funny. The next one, November 22nd, 2019, DXP weekend by, you guessed it, by this name, Cornhole.
Love it.
You know what type of person this guy is.
You're going to be quality.
I can understand why this DXP weekend is being modified. It will give many far more of an opportunity to get the full 36 hours in. However, by doing it this way, we are being robbed of the sense of special occasion. Remember, it's a game we play to have fun, not necessarily make it as easy as possible to get XP. The sense of urgency and being on the clock is sort of fun. DXP weekend is something I plan for and look forward to.
To play it that way.
Get it all in Friday to Sunday. Change plans, tell the family, make sure the PC is tuned up, stock up the fridge with caffeinated drinks, and grind on Friday until I pass out. Wake up Saturday, hop on it and go until I pass out again. Do it on Sunday, then go to work bleary-eyed on Monday, have a car accident, die, and get taken to the... Ha ha ha, the short window is a fun time. I realise I'm probably pretty alone in this one. Others have work and life schedules that don't accommodate the normal way of doing double XP weekend, but there's my 2 cents worth.
So just play it a normal way then and pretend it's nothing changed. Like you can still, it's not like you can't bang it out in 36 hours straight if you want.
Yeah.
All right. I have a post that's not listed here that I found a while ago that I told you I took a screenshot of. It's by Blood Masked. And I feel like now is the appropriate time to read it.
Yep.
Due to the fact that I almost passed out last time, I hope this doesn't affect me too seriously. This has no punctuation and is probably about 2 paragraphs, 3 paragraphs in length. So bear with me as I take a deep breath here and begin. I don't know what this is about. I cut off the headline. I just have the post here. But I think he's angry about the membership and something along those lines. Anyway, maybe we'll be able to figure it out. That we're going to play a game. Figure out what the hell Bloodmask is talking about. The winner will receive a high five from me. I have played this game for many, many years now. You have taken our membership money and then re-gifted us a game in return. The final strike was yesterday when one of your barely capable mods sided with the girl player mod just to get me muted. You showed me no evidence and no appeal failure. Reason, it is pathetic you hold us players to your stupid rules, and the amount we step outside of them, we are banned or muted, yet you no longer want to show evidence of these mutes or bans. It's pathetic. I am done with this game. You guys will lose ancient players again because of your own stupidity, like making a simplistic game overcomplicated. You can't help yourselves. It has begun again already. You are sellouts. To be fair, you're trying to sue your own players, even trying to do what you ended up doing years ago with bonds. It's hilarious at best. Oh, I found a period. Nice. I was a very loyal player for 10 plus years now. You can stick it with... And now you can stick it now, to be honest. You are just as bad as big oil companies or the NRA. Just a joke. We have to jump through hoops just even to speak to a human being for our customer support. It's actually sad, and this has been like this for many years now. I remember, period. I remember one phone number. Your company had it deducted money from our phone bills for our membership, though that was about it. I played this game on dial-up internet and went through all the chaotic days. You guys think you are God, but you know you lose players and become a dead game within another 5 to 10 years because you have no respect even still for your player base. The only thing semi-good I have seen was us feeding you guys ideas and your greedy company barely recognizing the original person who submitted the idea. Sure, Big Japan and a few others. What? You guys need to stop your babysitting culture of players because you have done that enough in the past. You guys make pride events banning a few bots there, then never actually deal with the problem that it's lolfest. Wow. Though it's a lolfest. Sorry. Thanks again for being such a terrible company to deal with since 2002. Holy shit. Thoughts? Feelings? Depressions?
So he's pissed off because he got muted because he was abusing someone.
Sounds like it.
And the mods sided with the mod who actually banned him.
Sounds like it. And they didn't give him enough evidence. I don't know.
And then I love how they go on. All of a sudden, it turned into you become, gold sellers yourself with bonds, and he just went off on a real rant. Didn't he?
He did. Oh god, he went everywhere, all over the place. It was. That was his swan song.
There you go.
Yeah, that's his. He's never posting again after that.
Manifesto.
Yeah, he's on a mission. Next up,
sounds like you. Well, the way you were carrying on like there, I would suspect that the mute was.
He brought the NRA into it.
That's the first I've ever seen the NRA being brought into.
Yeah. This is a lot of firsts on this episode. I mean, I'll tell you, the only connection, the only semblance that NRA and Jagex hold is they've both lobbied Parliament, if you will, / Congress. Like they've both gone in front of government entities to try and sway them for their purpose. So they're a little NRA in that sense. But hey, come on, like whatever. I'm stretching hardcore. For that.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I'm gonna back Jagex up on that one too. By that post, I reckon he was guilty.
All right. I was robbed on Old School RuneScape, says Soul Entity. I was hacked on Old School RuneScape. I have two-factor authentication set up on my account, and I was still cleaned out. I had 40 million total in items and cash, and it's all gone when I was able to log in. The hackers didn't want the account, just the valuables. I was watching RuneScape videos when the bait video came up as a suggestion. So there you go. But let me finish here. The hack occurred through a bad link from the YouTube video suggestion. The link led to a mirror RuneScape forum with a mirrored login that automatically sent me to the real RuneScape forums. Everything about the fake mirror site looked real and authentic. Even the URL was mirror linked. This fake link sent a DDoS attack as my internet went down for my house and I couldn't log in, so I tried with mobile and it still wouldn't let me into my account. Should have gone on the 4G instead of your Wi-Fi. The message that appeared said, cannot connect to server. I would like some hell from Jagex. Oh, you got plenty of that already, buddy. I think you meant help. I would like some hell from Jagex team, or maybe some kind of player who might be willing to help me get back on my feet. So was that a slight beg at the end there?
There was a begging thing there. I mean, I'm sorry if you're going to click on those links. Yeah, you've got to be really careful about
things. You do.
Don't click on them if they take you to a site. The only time you ever go to a Jagex forum site and put your stuff in is when you go
buying
onto
Premier
the
Club
Jagex site yourself.
Yeah. Oh, I got pinched a nerve in my left arm or something. It's being annoying. All right, you want to grab the next one for me because I don't have it up.
Yep. This is Luffy Senpai, who's complaining about Cinder cores and Pulse cores.
Sure is.
How dare RuneScape? Thank you for ripping me and many other players out there of their hard-earned and long-saved oddments. Recently, you added the most stupid thing to RuneScape, and that would be the Cinder cores. Here's the description from the oddment shop, and then I'll leave you to work out why I'm here complaining today. Pulse Core. A powerful item that grants 150% bonus XP while active. Once consumed, it will explode, granting an XP bonus up to 10% to everyone around you. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but that implies spelled MPLYS. You can use them on any skill without needing bonus XP in that skill for it to be used. Now you've gone and added Cinder Cores.
Cinder Core.
A powerful item that grants 250% bonus XP burn rate while active. Once consumed, it will explode, granting a buff to bonus XP burn rate.
Bonus.
Nowhere does it say that you need bonus XP just to use the damn thing. So with that being the case, I now have 100 Cinder Cores that I cannot use. And the fault lays in the stupid description. Perhaps issue a warning, say, don't buy these unless you have BXP. Luffy Senpai, out.
I love the mic drop. Nice.
Yeah. Now,
XP burn rate.
Where it says there, grants 250 bonus XP burn rate.
I think I'm dying. What?
I mean, doesn't that say it there?
Yeah.
A powerful item grants 250 bonus XP burn rate. So it's burning... Yeah, it's burning your bonus XP at 250%.
Was that not clear?
I took it fairly clear.
Yeah, I don't.
But obviously not to him.
Yeah.
And again,
okay.
I mean, we do sort of laugh. I mean, they with a name like Luffy Senpai, I mean, they may not be English as their first language, so
yeah, that's fair.
It can be. It should say burn your bonus XP. Yeah, I sort of understand what they're saying, but
right,
it does. Yeah, it can be, but again, you're looking at people who speak English, write in English, and you know, why would you buy 100 at a time? Buy one. I'd always buy one, test it, see if it's any good before I bought any more.
Right? It's like buying a car. You don't just walk off the lot with any old car.
Mistake. I bought some sundry beans because I was going to plant a bunch of those sundry beans just to get the grapevines from from the farm. I went to buy 40 and I typed in 400.
Woo.
Yeah,
Goodbye,
so
beans.
I lost all my beans, but apparently with the new farming update, they will be taking those out because of the change that they're making and refunding it. So they're just sitting in my bank, hoping that that'll work for me.
Okay, I hope
Otherwise,
so.
I got 400 sundry beans for nothing.
Well, you got RuneScaped basically. That's just how it is.
But I don't complain because it was my typo that did it. I hit 400 instead of 40.
Fair.
I just somehow I hit 0 twice, so it happens.
We got one more rant that I can't see.
Oh, this is my favorite one.
Yes, it's our last one.
This is we will. I was waiting for this, and this is the only complaint I'd actually seen about this. This is by Lions Roar, who calls the Premier Club 2020 greedy. Jagex, are you literally trying to be the greediest asshole in the gaming industry by adding this garbage to this year's Premier Club benefits? What's the Premier Bank Space? This is an additional 50 bank spaces exclusive to Premier Club Gold members. This bank space will be removed at the end of your Premier Gold membership unless you purchase gold again.
Oh, is that true? I mean, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but still, I mean, you got
it
to
for 12
months. And I mean, no, I mean, I'm going to keep. You could not figure out a way to actually make the bank space available for the players, huh? Had to tack it onto as temporary crap so you can get people to buy gold Premier each year. How low are you willing to go in order to keep players? For your sake, let's hope we get content in 2020 that is worth the extra 50 bank spaces. So it's like an aura. It runs for a year. Instead of an aura this year, we got 50 bank spaces.
No, we still get an aura too. We got this stupid artifact that doesn't.
Yeah, well, that's not an aura though, is it?
it's a. I can't believe it's not aura, basically. Anyway, that's our last post for the day. Unless you want to pull out a confession from the confession folders, that's up to you.
No,
it's late.
I'm starting to get a bit tired.
Yeah,
it's almost 6 a.m. here.
Yeah, we're pushing 4 hours, so
I'm getting up at 7:30 to let the builders into the backyard. So
that's fair.
I might go and get an hour and a half sleep.
Go for it, my friend. This has been
night,
this has been a fantastic show. It's one of the longest shows we've done in a while, and it was needed, much needed. I have been slacking, and it's mainly because I can't handle life and RuneScape, but my life is starting to fall apart again, so I'll have more time for RuneScape. Anyway.
Yes. Isn't it funny how that happens?
If you notice, if you're watching this live or on the VOD on YouTube, you'll notice I've had my left headphone off the entire time because I can't hear out of my left ear for whatever bizarre reason. I hate it. But I think I fell asleep with a headphone in my ear, like a single earbud, and I was sleeping on it, and I woke up, and I can't hear out of my ear now. I got an infection. It sucks. But hopefully I don't go deaf in my left ear because that would be bad for an audio editor.
Very much so.
So the world is just working against me. And if anyone has any tips for ear infections, let me know, because I don't have health insurance.
Go to the doctor and get medication.
I don't have health insurance.
Then go to the chemist. You'll get ear drops.
I did. I got like swimmer's ear drops to burn out earwax and stuff. But it's a type of I can't remember the name. Similar to peroxide, so it's some sort of.
Oh no! Go and tell them exactly you may have an infection. There'll be other drops that you can get which will help.
All right.
They're not as strong as the
what you get from
prescription ones, but still they're a milder version which will help with an infection.
Curve bone at Longbones at Balrek and Dorishkan is affected by all bonus XP during double XP weekend. Okay, it's hydrogen peroxide. Thank you. What did I say? I probably said something stupid. Anyway, what I have is not hydrogen peroxide, but it's something peroxide. Like it's some form of maybe it is hydrogen. I don't think it's hydrogen peroxide though, because I have a big bottle of hydrogen peroxide, and I was like, this is different from these drops. I specifically made sure I got a different chemical, because I'm also about to just drop hydrogen peroxide in my ear and see what happens. That's how most things are cleared out. I think hydrogen peroxide is fine to put in your ear, so I'm gonna probably try that. Anyway, sorry to talk about my personal garbage. If you want to join the clan, it's Kill Skill N Chill. It's Kill Skill, the letter N Chill. You can check us out on Rune Clan as well. So we got Rune Clan rankings over there. We do quite well, I think. RuneWeek.com is the website If you want to listen to the podcast or find multiple ways to subscribe, that's the way to do it, runeweek.com. You can also find us on social media. We're on Facebook, facebook.com/rsweekly. Twitter as well, @rsweekly. Our Discord, magebit.online in your web browser. That'll redirect for you. YouTube as well. RuneScape.video I think still works. Otherwise, RuneScape Weekly on YouTube. And Twitch, we're magebit.tv. If you want to support the show, you can also do that. Patreon.com/RuneScape. We had a pretty good pre-show today. Over an hour. I think it's like an hour and a half or something. I'm going to get that posted immediately after I get off the show and eat some. Basically while I'm eating something so I don't pass out from exhaustion. And if you want to do a one-time donation, we are in need of Streamlabs Prime. It's only like $12.99 a month or something. It's not that expensive. So if you want to shoot us like $12, $13, $14, paypal.me/RSW is the way to do that. And I can activate Streamlabs Prime, which will allow us to do many more features. And it will make me stream more because I'll be able to play with widgets and stuff. And I'm just like that. I like toys. Anyway, a big special thanks to our top Patreon supporters, Ricky A and Sudwood again. Thank you both very much for making this show possible. That goes to all of our patrons. We have double digits for patrons. So I thank you all who are chipping in. Even if it's $1, it helps. $1 gets access to the pre-show.
And we'll be getting more shows done now that things are settling down a bit for us both.
Yeah. Now that...
We're trying to get back more on schedule.
Now that I'm getting more control over my life again, aka my girlfriend hasn't talked to me in a week, I will be able to do more shows and more content as I slowly, drift back into my isolation. So that's good for you. Anyway, what's going on here? Yeah, so there are other options beyond the $1 tier. You could pledge the $10 tier. Maybe you'll have tears after hearing the delightful host interviews that unlock at that level. Hosts from many years. It's interesting. $20 also unlocks the entire RuneScape Weekly archive. Everything. All the way back to 2009. The entire 10 years. Plus some bonus content in there that's just not shows. Just like stings and stuff like that. And anyway, if you want to support the show, you now know how to do it. I am going to continue streaming, but I need to cut this so I have things. So I'm going to take a quick break, get some food, and then I'm going to come back and continue streaming. So I'm not going to run reruns. If you are interested in watching me stream more RuneScape, stand by. Maybe just leave my window open, go watch somebody else for now, and leave my window. I can be your RS Scarif man. Thank you, Demweji Wolves. I need it. So I'll be back in like 5-10 minutes after I get some food. So, feel free to go watch your favorite streamer in the meantime, and I will be back. What is this goal widget? Get out of my life, goal widget. You don't know my goals.
Thank you all for watching.
Yeah! Thank you so much for being amazing. And I am going to raid Rockley Smile because he's my favorite streamer. Ready to raid? In 10 seconds. 7. Say hi to Rockley Smile for me if you'd like. Tell him Magebit loves him. If you want. You don't have to. See you later. Da 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 da. I don't even know how to raid properly. I honestly don't. I've never raided anyone before. I know I'm still live and whatnot, but like, how do I go over to their channel now and Rocky Smile? Let's see if he just leave. Yeah. Da, da, da.
No worries. Well, I am.
Take care, my friend.
Go and grab an hour or so of sleep. You take it easy, and we plan for this Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just let me know. Just let me know because I've got
stop.
Discord back on my phone again now, so I can get your messages. Yes.
Right. I will definitely use Discord as my communication method.
Yep. Sounds good.
All right.
Take it easy.
Take care, everyone.
Bye bye.
And I will be back in a bit.